Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I completely forgot it was Saturday until my dear darling husband reminded me. But here we go! Yay! D&D. So, what are you throwing at me? Oh, a flump. Okay. Okay, let's just quickly turn that on. So, last week, we had a little bit of fun. Our parties found out several keys that were required to open the vault that hides their gold, along with a guardian that they were told was apparently a gold dragon. They have acquired at least 2 of the keys. The last key, they're going to have to put some thought into. So with that, what is everyone doing? You have just walked away from your locksmith after thoroughly confusing her and getting word that she will need either an official written command from Mert or to speak to Mert directly.
And Mads...
We'll look into that.
Yes, you were about to say something?
Mads bends down to Rascal and says, I don't think it'll be any problem for me to get a letter from Mert. Did you want me to fly over?
Above game, I think we agreed to take care of that later after we at least attempt to get what we need.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Look, we had a lot of argument about this.
Yeah, we had a lot of argument, but that's why Mads is saying it very quietly to Rascal, did you want me to go do it anyway? That's what I was trying to find out.
No, let's focus on one thing at a time.
Mert did ask you to return to him after you'd found possibilities for each of the keys.
Oh, okay.
Besides, Mert's busy with his party right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He has to entertain
My goodness.
a few of the higher class people.
If that was fancy, our wedding's going to be so much better.
Say, regarding this the third thing, I wonder if we could get, there's a private eye on our street after all.
Right, me!
I mean, aside from you, someone who has, who might be able to assist you.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
Tiger's Eye, weren't it?
Yes, that's apparently some sort of detective agency. So maybe they have a few contacts that you, my dear Mads, have yet to uncover yourself.
It's better than us just stomping around the Sea World all day and hoping to dig up a drow. Also, question. What is a drow?
It is, elves.
Drow. Basically, the elves that live in the Underdark.
Yeah, they're the less liked cousin, so to speak.
Why would someone be less liked just because of where they live?
Many drow kind of worship an evil goddess.
Ooh,
Personally, I've never met any drow like that. Most of the drow I met are really nice, but yeah, they have a whole thing with slavery and an evil spider goddess, and
ooh, that sounds messy.
Can't say I'm on board with the slavery thing, given my background.
Wait,
That's
did you say
nothing to worry
slavery?
about.
Did you say slavery?
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, most you meet above ground tend to hate that sort of thing themselves, but yeah, it's kind of it's all to do with that goddess. She's kind of this big evil spider lady.
Yes.
Have we seen any indication of slavery happening around Waterdeep?
I believe the only mention of it has been in the Code Legal, which basically mentions, yeah, this is a big bad thing. Don't do it, or we'll charge you up the ass.
The Code Legal determines that slavery is wholly illegal in Waterdeep and is severely punished. So
yeah,
slavery is very, very frowned upon in this area.
I'd like
Yeah.
to amend that because I'm reading it up now. Yeah, you can't pay your way out of slavery. If you're caught slaving, it's a flogging and hard labor up to 10 years. They
Yes.
go down on you hard.
Depending
makes
on how many
Rascal happy.
slaves and what the slaves are used for, it could be death.
Good.
Yes. If they're used for other crimes, they fall onto you.
As
On
they're going
top
to
of
be more along the lines
crime.
of coercing them into carnal acts that they would not want to consent to.
Ugh.
The oldest profession.
Yes.
Yeah, don't
trafficking of
conflate sex
people.
work with slavery.
Yep.
Yes, we're talking about yes, unwilling.
So hey, Underdark, huh? What is that? Just some big caverns? Haha!
Yeah, I
well,
don't know
it's
what
kind
it
of
is,
like,
I'm afraid.
yeah, it's kind of like a big, cavernous, huge underworld sort of thing beneath Brad.
So kind of like that big hole in the yawning puddle.
Is that the Underdark?
Even less inviting.
So they're different places.
They're different places, as far
Oh.
as I understand it.
So we have to go to the Underdark to find a drow's hand.
Well, I
Hopefully
hope
not.
sometimes they come to the surface in order to get rid of those who decided to not follow that Spider Queen thing.
Sweetie, this is messy and complicated and gross, and I just need a rest.
As I said, we might be best off asking the resident detective.
Yeah, letting someone else do the heavy lifting for a change doesn't sound like a half bad idea, and like the private detective seems like they'd have a better idea than we do about where drow are lurking about.
And hey, maybe they actually even know where to find a recently deceased drow, and then we don't have to get our hands messy.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking of asking you about your business with the black market, Mads. But yeah, Ashford's got a good idea here.
Random question.
Matt
Are you
gets a-
having this conversation outside the locksmith, or are you walking?
No.
We're walking and talking. as we figure this out.
We're walking very, very far.
And where is your destination?
I'd like to think that as we're figuring out, we are gravitating towards the Sea Ward, but as
Yeah.
we figure it out, we're probably going to slowly divert course.
As soon as the idea takes hold that we might be better off asking the resident expert, we kind of turn around and make our way back home to the tavern.
Okay. So, yous had, I would say, yous wandered from the trade ward towards the wide and then decided to double back. So you're heading through some alleys going back towards the north ward.
And then Mads looks over at Rascal and says, she gets an idea and she says, Sweetie, do you want to ride? You look tired.
Yeah, I think I know what you're putting there.
As you're
Ah.
walking,
You first, DM.
you pass by a little alley, and very distantly you hear,
Nani. Okay, I'll investigate the mewing. I'm curious now.
Backing
sure
you,
we'll as well.
we should probably back each other up and be prepared for a trap.
If I
Let
can
me
open
go-
up my
let-
fucking sheet. There we go.
okay.
You want me to go first, sweetie? I can get a good overhead.
So, you go down a
Oh, I
small
just-
side alley. You see, it's not a very public thoroughfare. There's debris and crates sliding the thing, but halfway down, you do spot a pipe protruding from a wall, and this appears to be the source of the noise.
Okay. Which sounded like meowing.
There seems to be a cat on the other side.
Mads is frowning.
There
She has a thoughtful look. She says out loud to everyone, she says, "Don't forget what happened to me. This could be a trap."
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm just very confused.
It is the curious trap ever, if it is one.
So are we just gonna talk to a pipe that's meowing? Is that it?
Actually, I am going to investigate that pipe a little bit
Yeah.
in order to see where it leads. If it leads to say a place inside, we can assume that the cat is stuck indoors and not necessarily at home.
Yes, actually, that's a good idea.
Okay. Ashford, you crouch down and peer in this pipe. The pipe itself, it is about a few feet deep. It's only about 1.5 feet wide in diameter and radius. So you, Bing, or Rascal could crawl in here. But within arm's reach of your larger companions, you see a small fuzzy lump. There's a blockage at the end of the pipe, but the small fuzzy lump is just kind of quivering.
Aww.
It looks like there's a cat stuck in there. One of you could reach it if you want me to. I can try crawling in.
The little bundle of fur looks like it could fit in your palm.
Aww.
I'll handle this. Bing's
Yeah, I
gonna
believe
try
you have
and-
a fit way of animals, don't you, Bing?
I believe so.
Let me watch your work, Big.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
Okay. You wouldn't really need to do much in the way of athletics to get into the pipe. If you crawl on your hands and legs, you could fit in there. So if you want to crawl in and make an animal handling check.
Okay.
Okay. So, Bing wriggles in. You make the little here kitty 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 motions and smoosh your fingers together trying to coax this little kitten. But it doesn't seem to be moving, other than the gentle quivers. Do you reach out for it?
Is anything stuck in or something?
Being, I would suggest you try something like detect magic if you can.
I mean, I can do that from out here.
Well, again,
It could be a mimic.
Well, I can do that out here. I did. Like,
Test here
seriously,
one
I
here.
can't-
Actually,
Yeah, we can hear you,
We
Seth.
hear you.
We're just talking over one another. But yeah, seriously, I could do detect magic out here, and I'd detect it from within the pipe, really. Unless it's... Oh, wait. 1 inch of common metal. Yeah, never mind. I presume the pipe is thick enough to prevent that, yeah?
Not really, no.
Then fuck it.
well, like I said, Bing wants to have a quick look at the situation before he reaches in.
Well, for you to get a closer look, you would have already had to have crouched down and crawled in. So you would be head and shoulders in this pipe.
That's what I figured.
Rascal, aside from your companion's items, you sense no magic.
I can rule out a mimic, whatever that may be.
Let's just say it's a door. It tends to be a door that tries to eat you.
Or a treasure
That's
chest.
horrifying.
Yes.
Glad I didn't have
nightmares are
those
made
back
out
in the
of.
arena.
Oh, sweetie, you would have handled it.
Seems harmless, but still, I would take great care.
Right.
So, what do you do? Do you try to get the kitten, or do you leave it to its fate?
Well,
I believe
I
that's
just
what the
can't
color
leave a
false
kitty.
choice in video games.
Seth, you here?
Dev, we don't hear you.
Dang it, we've lost him.
No, being stuck in the pipe.
Don't worry, guys. I'll be right out.
Oh, we have really lost him. He just managed to roll 20.
Oh, jeez.
We'll give him a
Well,
minute.
if Bing doesn't decide to go in, then I will.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have animal friendship or speak with animals prepared.
I don't really have either, but I might have a fair shot with my slightly not skilled treating of animals.
Yeah, and if all else fails, I could pop a heroism, because I think it's pretty much frightened. So that might, you know.
Well, it is
Matt-
either freezing or frightened, or both.
Mm-hmm.
Mad says, I could talk to it, I could make it friendly, I could draw it out of there, I could do all that, if you want me to.
Mads, I don't want you to put yourself at risk.
It's a kitty cat.
It's a pipe that we don't know.
If I went around
Ashford's
worrying
clearly
about
the most
that,
cautious of us.
Ashford, if I worried about that, I would have missed out on a lot of my life.
Mads, if you were worried about that, you wouldn't have stepped into that freaking bear trap.
Mads chews her lower lip.
Come on, guys, we just got over one argument. Let's not start another one.
You didn't give me a chance, sweetie. I was going to say thanks, Ashford. I really appreciate you reminding me to be more careful.
Look, I don't like being that kind of person, okay? I'm just trying to look out for my companions.
I do have a tendency to rush ahead. I need to be a lot more careful. And she kind of like runs her right hand across her stomach once.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hi, we have a Seth.
I saw him pop back into roll 20. Now we just need to see if Discord will play.
There's
Seth?
activity, but we don't hear anything.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Seth.
I'm back.
There you
There
go.
you are.
Back!
You are.
Yay!
Okay.
We've been waiting for Bing
Cocking.
to do whatever.
Cocking internet again.
Bloody thing.
Fine. Oh, it's because Toss is watching football somewhere in the.
Internet does
I
not
always
work.
thought
You
the...
have to watch the podcast.
You there, Seth?
Seth,
So I'm just going. I'm here. Testing. 1, 2.
There we
Yep.
go.
we can hear you now.
complete.
So I was just going on a rant.
Yeah, that
Yes.
rant was a little bit cut short.
are you
We
okay
got
there,
the gist
Bing?
of it, though.
So,
Anyway,
Bing, you are head and shoulders inside a pipe, and you are within reach of this little quivering ball of fuzz.
yeah, Bing's gonna grab the cat and bring it out.
Okay. You reach out and grab the kitten. It feels
Okay.
weird, though. And as soon as you touch it, the pipe constricts around you.
No!
What's up, Mimic? No.
So, you all see from the outside, this round metal pipe suddenly seems to close in around your companion. Bing.
Yep.
You feel sharp teeth dig in around your midsection. I would like you to take Where's my D8? There it is. 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Mean that Hunter is going to run up to the pipe and try to pry it open. If anybody wants to help.
Well, I got him into this mess. I better try helping, getting him out.
Okay, just gonna
Say I'm sorry about this, guys, but Mads also is going to reach out and grab the pipe, and I don't know how you want to handle it, Jarnis, but she is going to try to freeze the pipe.
Okay, so first off, Ashford and Hunter, I would like you both to make me a strength saving throw. Mads, you too, if you put your hands on it.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it. I'll get it. Strength save. Saving throw, strength.
Perfect. Okay.
Magic didn't help at all. Yay!
So, you go to grab the pipe, but whenever you touch it, you feel parts of the metal feels strangely warm and pliable, and you feel it starts to adhere to your skin. So
Why
you
is it sticky?
to pull away, and as you do, you see what looks like metal kind of come out in tiny little pseudopods, seeking after your hand and then sinking back in. And you see an eye open on the pipe as
Oh, great.
the pipe itself takes on more of a maw type shape.
Well, Rascal, you were trying to figure out what a mimic is? This is a mimic.
Yeah, the information was wrong! Terrific!
And,
So, I would like you all to roll initiative.
Before we do that, I do have one request, which is that Mads was trying to freeze the pipe when she touched
yeah,
it.
you'll get to do that before we start the
Oh,
round.
okay. I wasn't sure if we lost that or not. No problem.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, great. I'm slow as fuck as well. Sticky with, well, poop. Looks like someone is using mimics as well as, conventional means.
Had this in my head for quite a while. This is quite
Are you trying to just make our guys so paranoid they won't do anything?
Hey, city's a dangerous place.
Yes.
Everybody in?
I don't know. Is everybody in?
But you see, Mads knew
We're
that
missing a Mads.
Mads, I'm in. I got
An 8. But she's
8.
not in the turn order.
Yeah, I'll fix that.
I don't know why. It never puts me in.
You click on your token, don't you?
Yes.
I'm just willing
Yes,
to bet it's like a difficulty between the integration of Roll20 and D&D Beyond. Like there might be some code missing between the two.
Nah, probably.
Maybe.
I'm just gonna take away
They might
the
need to update it.
inspiration flags because you don't have inspiration anymore. Anyway,
No.
so
I'm completely uninspired.
Mads, would you like to do your chill touch or whatever it is you were trying to do?
Yep. Frostbite.
Alright, roll to attack. This will count as a surprise round before it starts. Constitution saving throw. I just threw my dice across the desk. What did it have to be?
Mads is, I'm looking, 14.
Sadly it does beat. Does it take half the damage or does it negate the damage?
I gotta look.
Should be half.
Let's see, frostbite. Does that work? No.
What's the wording of the spell?
There, I got it right there for you.
Okay. Then I'm afraid it does not take any damage from it then. It doesn't specify it takes half on a failed, so
Yep.
or on a save, so it does no damage. So,
Okay.
as you are now watching this thing, you start to hear scuttling. All
Oh, for
around you.
fuck's sakes. No.
You glance around and you notice random bits of debris, leaves, buttons, coins. They all seem to sprout teeny little legs. They coalesce into two little groups. Just let me... I have no proper token for them, so this will do.
What the fuck is...
It looks like
This one.
animated coins.
It's like little clumps of leaves, sticks, buttons. A few do look like coins, as some even look like splinters of wood. This one scuttles over and... Excuse me.
This feels like wizard bullshit.
Starts to scuttle up Nula's legs.
To be honest, I've heard of bards being able to animate coin.
It's true, at a higher level, yeah, they can do that.
Just let me...
And terrifyingly, they could grant life and sentience to anything!
Could you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Dexterity.
Bam!
Okay. Nula, after some elegant prancing and flicking and swiping of clothing, manages to push the vast majority of the little creatures off, and they coalesce into a little swarm again. However, as you do, several of them seem to sprout tiny mouths and they try to bite you. I take it 8 doesn't hit you.
Nope.
Okay. This one scurries towards the nearest warm body, and that would be Mads. Mads, would you like to make me a dexterity saving throw?
I would.
I can attest, it's a very warm body indeed. Great for snuggling.
Aww. Which saving throw? Dexterity?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You manage to swipe them off, but again, they're going to try and bite you as you do. Does 11 hit you?
It does not.
Okay, you manage to push them off.
They're hostile.
Bing! You are currently looking down the throat of some sort of creature. The little fuzzy lump has turned into a tongue that is now currently lapping at your arm and face. I don't know if I've creeped him out or his internet has died. Oh, he's setting himself on fire.
No, he's setting my tongue on fire.
Odd move, though.
Okay. Yeah, that would hit. You
Okay,
basically
so
grab onto the tongue and set it alight.
Ah, this was spicy, this one is.
Okay.
Just gonna post something in the not safe for work.
Oh my.
Oh my.
There you go. This is just what came to my mind while this is happening.
Just like quickly make a note of the AC of these things. There we are. And it has this amount of health, and now it has this amount of health. Okay.
I just realised, for once, Rascal's new token has stuck.
Yeah.
It's the little joys in life.
Yay!
Is there
That's all
anything
the thing
else
can do.
you'd like to try and do?
Well, no, I think that's all he can do, really. Because to get out would be in action.
Rascal.
Come on, Bing! We both have gone out tighter squeezes than that! So, first things first, I'm using a bonus action to give Bing a bardic inspiration dice. Because he's probably going to need it.
Okay.
And for my action, I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at level 2 on the Mimic.
All right.
So that's a DC 13.
Okay. wisdom saving throw. What's the wisdom on this creature? Oh, okay.
Ain't fucking playing around.
It fails. So
Good!
that is 16 points of psychic damage.
And it has to run away. Full movement.
Which is going to be tricky. I mean,
Does it
it's
do it
hidden
on
in-
its turn or within its sea?
I will double check. Well, I believe it's immediate. Let's see. On a failed save, blah blah blah, damage, and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Okay, and what's its speed? 15 feet. Alright, so 5, 10, 15. So as you watch, the pipe pulls away from the wall and segments of what you thought were bricks pulls away in these oddly textured, brick textured tentacles as it starts to skitter down the wall. As it's now pulled away from the bare wall, it starts to lose its camouflage, and you can start to see this oddly coloured, almost gelatinous creature start to skitter down, and it is now painfully obvious, with the pipe facade now fading and going. Bing is now arse and legs hanging out of a large salivating mouth.
Stupid
Another-
question.
Yes.
Really stupid question.
Yes.
With it fleeing, wouldn't it have triggered an
You
attack of
can
opportunity
get an attack
from?
opportunity if you'd like.
I believe Hunter can get one too.
Yep.
Yep. And that's short sword, and I'm going to go with disadvantage because I'm trying to not hurt Bing.
11 does not hit, I'm afraid, Icy.
Oh, great, I miss as well.
9 does not hit. Unfortunately, because it's still coming out of its camouflage, you get a little bit dazed by the shifting patterns, and what you thought was a tentacle is actually some of the brick wall as it slithers just out of your reach. Nula. A bunch of random objects just tried to bite you.
No, not too close. That's important. Not to, oh dear. Beyond that, she's actually going to attack them with the shovel that she's been carrying around the entire time that I forgot to mention previously.
Yes, I was going to ask about that.
Okay.
Oh,
That
okay.
definitely hits. You bring your shovel around and the flat of it, and you spludgeon on the ground. As you hear a number of... some of the creatures get crushed and fade into small gelatinous pools as their disguises seem to fail. So that is 9. Okay. You seem to have killed about 4 or 5 of them. The rest are now swarming around. There's one that looks like a button. Seems to be nibbling at one of the fallen ones.
That's disturbing.
Anything else?
I think she's gonna, even though it's unwise, try to start chasing after the fleeing one as well.
Okay. They are all going to try and attack you with attack of opportunity. 19.
Yeah, that's definitely hidden.
Okay. 2d4. So that is 3 points of piercing damage and 6 points of acid damage.
Oh, jeez.
A number of them managed to bite you.
Nice.
Ow.
Well, not so nice. For her.
Hunter,
Oh, my flash.
that you definitely have.
Yes.
Hunter, what would you like to do in this really strange situation?
Okay. Well, get closer to the mimic. And Okay. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I meant. Misclick.
That's fine. Short sword.
Short sword.
That will hit. Roll your damage. Okay.
And because I can dual wield.
That'll hit. Very nice. Okay. Bing.
Yep.
Oh,
I would like you to take 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh no.
oh.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Hunter, this thing is writhing around. It's hard to see which is actually the body of the creature and what is actually your friend inside. So as you attack, you just ever so slightly nick Bing, but you do a substantial amount of damage to the creature itself as it roils back. You pierce its skin and you see what looks like a gelish blood start to seep out. As it shrieks out, the little swarms seem agitated. Anything else you'd like to do?
I see.
DM
I
call
see.
on this. Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, DM's call on this.
Mm-hmm.
I do have my dual wielder. I was dual wielding. Could I still use Hordebreaker?
Against a different creature, and it has to be... actually, yes, the swarm. You know what? Sure. Why not? Go for the swarm. 19, that'll hit.
You'll notice that after this cat incident, Jonas doesn't add that she's a merciful DM.
Tried to kill an innocent cat.
Me?
We haven't
speaking of-
forgotten.
Mads, there's just this swarm of random bits of debris between you and your companions, and Bing is currently kicking and flailing, trying to pull himself out of a toothy maw. What you gonna do?
She goes after the ones that are most immediately close to her, and in so doing, she sprays her poison at them because they are within 10 feet of her.
They are.
Which is totally not going to hit Nola.
Yeah, no, it won't hit Noel at all. She's gonna go for this one right here. Or to the one close to her. No, right here. I was thinking this one. I didn't see this one.
That's fine.
So she's gonna spray drool her poison on this, and let me roll it. Just like watch her open her mouth, and this like drooling, spitting black green slime pours out of her mouth, just vomiting up evil.
Okay, a Constitution saving throw for the little guys. Wow. They save. So I assume they take half damage.
Let me look.
Creature must succeed at Constitution to take poison damage. No, we're afraid not. Oh, hi, Chi. I am afraid not. Because there is such a mix of them, they manage to dance around and avoid your attack.
How does it work? She says.
They continue to writhe and spin around, making little hissy noises and biting with tiny teeth that seem to pop out of random places on the object.
Next round. Next round.
Hi, kitten. Would you like to go inside? Thank you for providing sound effects.
Yeah, I was gonna say, watch out, Jonas, no!
Question.
Yes.
Wood Ash would have a decent shot at the mimic from where he is right now.
I would say yes.
Alright. Knocking back the longbow.
Brace yourself,
Trying.
everyone.
Just don't pull a Reister.
I am not going. Well, what the hell is a rice there?
Don't get distracted by Rascal's juicy kobold butt. It's
12
canon
will
now,
hit.
I'm rolling with it.
11 points of piercing damage. Excellent.
Sorry, Bing, if I hit you. It's a bit of a mess.
Let's find
Sounds
out.
like you made a kebab.
Bing, as you're in there, suddenly just in front of your nose, an arrowhead just appears. It nicks your snoot. You take 2 points of piercing damage on your snoot.
What was it, Rascal? Just gonna throw that out.
Anything else, Ashford, or is that you?
Well, it makes sense to close in a little, even though I'm fairly certain that Red will come and try to nibble me, like I'm a twiglet or something.
Speaking of Red, they are going to do that quite handily. They are going to swarm around your feet. And they are going to try to stick themselves to you. So if you'd like to make yourself a dexterity check. Or
A dex
dexterity
save?
saving throw, sorry.
That would be a
Okay.
15?
You manage to avoid getting them stuck on you. But because the DM read the rules wrong the first time, you don't actually push them away from your space. So they are currently swarming around your feet. You managed to stop them from climbing up your boot. They are going to try and bite you though. And they miss. They miss. A few of them are like chewing on the tough leather of your boot. One of them changes into the buckle that's on your boot. The rest are not able to do anything at the minute. This group, however, has a nice little selection of targets. So I'm going to roll d4 to see which one it's going to go for. Of course it rolls the 4, that's not an option.
Well,
Okay.
it rolls a 4. It's confused. It hurts itself in.
Lads, they start swarming around your feet. Again, they're going to try and climb up onto your clothes. If you'd like to make a little dexterity saving throw again. Excellent, you managed to stop them from clambering up and getting purchase on your clothing. However, they are still going to try and bite at your hands and feet as you try to remove them. Modified 20.
Oof, that hits.
Okay, so for the bite attack, that is 4 points of piercing damage, as well as an additional 4 points of acid damage. So 8 points.
Ah!
They are
Now I
currently
do want to.
swarming
Sorry.
around your feet and biting. But go on. You were
I
saying?
do have to. I do have to. Can I use a reaction
You
since I
can
didn't
try.
do anything extra in mine?
What's the reaction? You're harmless until you least in your eyes. Sure.
Because I picture my ember spores that I have around me.
Is that
Blow
a
up.
reaction or is that an action you need to set up?
Reaction.
It does say it's a reaction, yeah.
Okay, good.
Shall I cast it? That was just to
Uh,
show you what it was.
Sure, if you want. Go ahead. Constitution saving throw. They're not going to beat that. So yeah, they take the 4 points of necrotic damage. New group.
Get off me! She's like, suddenly, you might notice that sounded a lot like old evil scary Mads. She's freaking out a bit.
Yep.
What are you going to do? You going to try and get out? What are you going to do?
Yeah, he's gonna try and get out.
Okay, roll me a strength check.
And don't forget
might
your,
wanna
the
use
bardic
bardic
inspiration.
inspiration.
Yeah, he's gonna roll the inspiration, so let's see, D4,
D6.
Ooh, D6.
1d6,
Yeah.
16.
Okay, 16. You would have failed it otherwise. Essentially, Bing, you manage, as the creature is moving, you get rolled around, you manage to dig your feet into the cobblestone, and using that purchase, you pull and pry, and you manage to get the jaws open enough that you can lean out. As you do, you feel the sticky flesh that had been holding you in place just peel painfully away. You manage to free yourself, but you leave a number of scales behind.
Bing is going to, as his bonus action, activate Searing Smite, and he's basically going to do King's Adorable Squeak of Rage.
Yes!
Adorable squeak of rage. I love it.
Ah, he's just like a little teapot.
Good to have you back, Bing.
Okay. Are you going to make any movement, or are you going to stay where you are?
No, he's going to stay there.
Okay. Rascal.
Yo. Yeah, I'm still not messing around, so I'm a pop a Dissonant Whispers again at level 2.
Go for it.
I want this guy to fucking die.
13 wisdom. Okay, let's see. No, he's not going to beat that. So he takes 15 points of psychic damage.
And
Nice.
he has to run away again! Prompting opportunity attacks.
The creature squeals and flails its tentacles. You could see that several of them and the mouth had elongated out, trying to bite at Bing again. But as you did your dissonant whispers, the eyes that had opened up around its body all turn and swivel to look at you. They open and widen as the creature turns and starts to slither away. It collapses in on itself and just lies there in a pile of goo.
Now then, before anything happens, is there anything we can claim off this creature? You know, for Penfold.
You can have a closer look at it after you've finished the battle.
Oh yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about it. I'm really sorry about that.
Well done. Now, if you
Right,
can help
that
me
your
with these
wife is going
coins,
to
that
be
would be very
By
nice.
buttons or anything?
Yeah, you literally, like, Mads, your
Okay.
wife, is, like, writhing and, like, spitting acid and flame and frost, and he's like, ooh, shiny!
He's like, ooh, shiny! And Mads is like, ah! And there's like a gold coin latched onto your nose.
Yeah, she literally just screamed in her, like, most evil snarl, too.
Alright. First, cut Rascal some slack. We can't go down the fucking street these days without getting attacked by mimics.
Nope.
He developed a bit of tunnel vision. It just wanted the big bad thing to die. And maybe he got excited and thought, hey, maybe we get some money from this. But hey, if you want a consolation prize, I'm gonna use a bonus action, because I still have that. And I'm gonna healing cord Mads.
Aww. 7 points of healing.
There you go.
Anyway, Nola. What would you like to do?
I am just still a bit worried about all the things that are nibbling at me, so I'm gonna keep attacking them.
Okay. Now the little swarm is now currently mostly around Mad's feet. There's none on you at the moment.
And tell me Nola actually said that.
Yes, she said something like that. That sounds less like a response to an unseen voice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, still she's gonna kind of like widely hit at the things with her shovel.
8, I'm afraid, does not hit. You go to try and poke at them, but you get a little bit distracted thinking, oh, you don't want to attack your new friend's ankles. In your distraction, the swarm separates away from the blade of your shovel.
Yeah, Nola, that's Rascal's job.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to try, Nola?
No.
Okay. In that case, Hunter.
Bring it home, kitty.
Let me stop for a second. Okay. What I can do. Because the mimic's dead. We have these swarms. You know what? It's gonna sound silly, but Hunter's gonna pull out the torch she has on her, light it, and try and burn the swarm at Matt's feet.
Ooh, very nice.
What
okay.
could go wrong?
You light yourself a torch and you just kind of jab it at the little writhing mass of random detritus. Make me roll me a d20 and add your dexterity. Modifier.
Should I roll a dexterity save?
We'll get to that.
That's 10.
You could just roll dexterity.
Oh, yeah, okay, I could forget about that.
I mean, I can do.
Roll me a d6.
I can make a dexterity roll. A d6.
Alright. So, unfortunately, you don't seem to do any damage to the creatures. However, they do run away from Mads. They seem to let out a high-pitched scream as they basically skitter away from the flames. Mads is no longer being swarmed by the little creatures. And that means that Mads does not get disadvantage on her attack now. Unless Hunter wants to move.
Stay in place for now, because that was my action, so.
Okay. As you have dual wielding, I'll be nice and say you can make an offhand attack as they flee away.
Okay.
Because that makes
So-
sense. If you have the torch in your main hand and you can just slice at them with your short sword as they try to run away with the other. That
Oh,
definitely
shit.
Alright. So, you manage to herd a bunch of them right where you want them and just slice and dice. You manage to catch a good few of them between the flames and the blade. The swarm is now greatly diminished. There's not as many as there were. They are more dead than there are alive. And
Good.
Can't do math. There we are. Okay. So, Mads.
If I correctly, Mads has been attacked by both at one point or another, correct? This one,
Yes.
this one. Okay. So if she moves here, this gets an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say the blue one is now. It's not so much a swarm anymore as it is a collection. There's probably around under a dozen. This one, there's still about 2 dozen.
Yeah. So Mads looks here and gets this like scary grin on her face, and she says, "Oh, do the babies not like fire?"
Well,
As you put down the fire again, they retreat away. They don't really move as bug. You just they can all writhe and move away. And you manage to catch one that ironically looks a bit like a twig. As it lets out as it boils and erupts. Anything else?
The rest of you are next. She was
Ashford.
being real showy and it backfired on her.
There's about 24 of these random things scuttling around and trying to gnaw on your boots.
Question: would the fighting style dueling, would that apply here, or would that not apply at all? I'm just thinking about my chances here.
When you say dueling, as in dual wielding, or attempting to...
I mean it in this sense.
You're with a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons. You know what? Sure, why not?
I mean, after all, I'm not dueling, I'm doing more pest control, that's why.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, still, at first I have to hit these dreaded things. I think that hits.
You basically turn your short sword upside down and just start stabbing at the ground, and you manage to get a good few of them. Roll for damage.
That's 7 points of damage.
Okay. You manage to skewer about 6 or 7 of them on your sword. Another one you manage to cut near in two as it tries to run away. It skitters up off here and then just flops and dies.
Great. Now I have to keep. Now I have less ones trying to. Ow! No! That's my boot. That's not my boot. That's actually me.
You feel a pressure on your toe as you look down and realize there is this there's this like wine cork that has just opened up and is now trying to gnaw through your boot. It's not doing any damage. It's just like, you know, when you're trying on shoes for the first time and someone pushes down to see where your toe is. It's kind of like that.
I mean, the jokester in me would say Heartbreaker would apply, but it's the same swarm, so it wouldn't.
Okay. Mads, this little group is going to try and swarm you again. Could you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Come on, Mads.
Okay, that's fine. Again, they try to run up your dress and try to bite onto your arms, but you manage to push them away. A few of them try to get little bites in, but they bite harmlessly at your clothes as you swat them away. They did not hit. The group that is on Ashford, however, they are going to try and bite you. 18.
Hit.
Okay, so that's 2. That is me choking on my own spit. 6 points of piercing damage and 5 points of acid damage.
So 11 points of damage.
Yes. Bing! You're free.
Okay.
You're
Bing
mildly
is
masticated.
going to move
They're
here.
not climbing up on me.
He's going to attack Red with his flamberge.
Sure.
that's
I'm afraid that does not hit.
That's all he can do, really, and he's just lost his steering smite. So.
No, that holds on until you make the hit.
Oh.
That's how the smites do. They basically stay procced
Oh
until
no,
you use
I was
it.
going to say, because regular smite doesn't, steering smite. I thought it's the same rule.
No, so it's right here. The next time you hit a creature, so
Oh,
it stays until you hit.
It stays until you use it.
Fair enough.
And to be fair, with Divine Smite, you can choose after you make the attack whether you activate that or not. So if you miss, you can save it.
Well, anyway, Bing's not able to do anything else, so...
Okay. Rascal, there's a number of
Yes.
leaves and twigs trying to eat your wife.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on that. So let's move around, everyone.
You sure there aren't any birds circling overhead that interest you, or?
Oh,
Wow.
That is a lot of shade, my friend.
Welcome
Shots
to your
fired.
wife being
Well, Jimmy.
passive aggressive.
Well, okay, maybe I won't like try and get these off you.
I'm joking.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, I don't want to be a hero anymore. I'm out of here.
Come back. Come back.
I just picture a Rascal like just turning, raising his hands, pulling down his ears, and just storming off, going, "I am done."
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
We're not paying you for this.
And that's when it's revealed we're on a sound stage.
Yeah, exactly. She looks down at the mimic creatures and goes, hold on a minute. Rascal, what's wrong? What's wrong? Am I not giving you enough motivation?
Help me,
please,
help for this.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'ma try like get these like little bastards off my like giant sexy wife, and that's with advantage because of Pat tactics. So does the 17 hit?
It does.
For 10 points.
Okay. You take some time and very carefully skewer each of the little leaves as they skitter across the ground between Mag's legs. You manage to pick them off quite handily, leaving only 2 or 3, and these ones scuttle off into the bushes and disappear. The ones that are
only I'm
skewered
allowed
on
to
your
get all over
blade-
my wife.
The ones that are skewered on your blade kind of turn into the little easy bodies, but they're still there.
Right.
Next up, Nola.
Oh dear. I'm going to try to go around here, and this is very close. I'm trying to hit one with the dagger.
Okay, you very carefully try to prune some of the creatures that are roaming around under and around Ashward, and you manage to get quite a number. Roll your damage. Ooh, very nice. Okay. I would say you managed to get a good 5 or 6. You managed to wound a few others, but the swarm is now greatly diminished.
Also, she ends up with one of them impaled on her dagger, and she's kind of like reaching it around, like, is somebody going to take this off me? Help.
Currently a little busy, sorry.
Hunter?
Well, the torch still in her hand. She's going to do the same thing.
Okay, make a little dexterity check. Alright, and roll me a d6 again. Okay. Again, being very careful of your short companion, you shove the torch into the ground between his legs, giving Ashward some uncomfortable boosted chestnuts. But you do manage to scare the little horde away. This time, you were a little bit more dexterous, and you managed to basically stab a few of them with a torch. You feel the hisses and pops as you manage to do 5 points of damage. You get a good few of them as they pop and hiss. There's now probably about 9 or 10 swarming around.
Well, Hunter only used 5 to get there, so 15. Or actually, no, 15, 20. And then dual wield offhand.
That hits. Roll your damage. Okay. As the rest were trying to skitter away, you essentially intercept them and just mince them with your blade. The vast majority of them are now dead and gone, while 2 or 3 managed to scuttle away and hide and disappear into the undergrowth or into the trash of the alley. Combat is over. Well done.
Is there anything we could do with it in the city without it, like, trying to kill us?
Quick, everyone! Look around! Find the kitty! Make sure he's okay!
I think the
that was
kitty
a
was
kitty.
actually bait from this creature over there. He points over to the mimic.
Bait is a strange name for a cat.
Matt walks over.
Oh, had anyone got a bucket or something?
and peers and says, "Oh no, the poor little kitty got eaten. Damn this world."
No,
Yeah.
Matt, sweetie, it was a deception, a trick, and it nearly caught us.
Well, it got
You
Bing.
see the tongue is kind of lolling out, and you do see the tip of the tongue is pseudo fuzzy.
So, I have a question. You said it was goopy, yes?
It now looks like a half deflated beanbag.
Mm-hmm.
It is oozing this gelatinous blood, but
Cool. I'm gonna take a sample of that because I have an empty vial.
sure, you
I
had
just-
yourself a vial of creature blood.
Does anyone have a bag or something we can put in?
Yeah, this creature, if anyone wants to roll a nature check on it.
Alright, nature.
Who's
That's
going to?
yes, definitely.
Just for fun.
Alright.
Look, nature boy.
Ashford
Ooh.
and Bing. You know of mimics, and you are able to determine that, yes, this was a mimic. Rascal,
Yes.
you remember being told a long time ago about creatures that could do this. However, the stories you were told, they were always depicted as being much bigger, able to devour full-grown men whole. This one is pretty small, to the point where Bing was more than a mouthful for it. This is a pretty small mimic. You have a feeling that it was a juvenile.
So I'm guessing it's a baby mimic. Reckon
Just
there's
hope it-
people in this city who'd breed such things?
Well, some wizards like to dabble in them.
A wizard.
Perhaps even some of the. I might be wrong here, but it might be that the necromancer might be interested in doing something with those.
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. Speaking of, we haven't told anyone about that. We probably should.
Well,
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't think talking about necromancers is a good idea at all.
Wait, what?
I mean, we serve
What?
the city, Nola. It's kind of our job.
I'm just saying, you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
that is true, but still, I think necromancy is actually forbidden in the city.
Oh, that's
Yes, think so.
Yeah, that's why that one was-
Performing necromancy, that is.
That's why that one had to live underground with all those horrible skeletons.
Oh, geez.
Uh,
I hate those so much. With all their calcium.
Okay. Yes, anyway, we should probably...
Okay. Yeah. What's up about necromancy?
Oh yeah, we had to fight a necromancer.
Yes.
So what
Yeah,
you're
this-
saying?
You first, Bing. Uh-oh.
It
Yeah,
appears
those-
we've...
Couple of seconds. In the dark cellar, some skeletons live.
In the dark sewer, some skeletons live.
Yeah, you know when you
Uh,
met up with us, we were covered in like shit and stuff.
Are animated. Yes.
Yeah, that was right after we dealt with the necromancer. Unfortunately, we couldn't put him down. There's just too many undead to deal with.
Ah.
Yeah, we really could have used your help on that one, but you were laid low. Can't be helped.
Yeah, poor Bing had tummy issues.
Hmm.
Poor Bing.
And he was flying high in the sky.
Okay, so before we get too distracted with banter, I got some mimic blood, and you mentioned a fuzzy tongue.
Yeah, it looks like the tongue of this creature. The top of it looks like a pure imitation of fur. Bing, you recognize that's what you thought was the kitten.
To be honest, that was what I thought was the kitten as well.
Hey, I'm gonna try and cut out this tongue. Any of you ranger guys want to help me out here? I would like advice.
Bing is just gonna straight or just pick up the mimic.
I mean, yeah, we could probably try
How
to
are
tell
you
him
gonna
to-
stash that thing?
He's just gonna open carry it.
Yeah, it looks like he has a fleshy, half-deflated beanbag with a tongue and toothy maw on one end.
Okay. Let's walk through like Waterdeep with a dead mimic. I'm sure that won't like get us
Well,
noticed.
you're planning to sell it to Penfold anyway, so might as well take the whole thing.
I see your point. Just more attention. Terrific.
I'm just worried if this is a juvenile one, could there be an adult one as well?
Well, all we could really do right now is check the area or detect magic or both.
It seems detect magic doesn't work on those things.
But there might be wizards lurking about.
Oh, you didn't detect anything before?
No, but that was then and this is now.
Well, I'm just saying, a mimic, it's by itself is not necessarily magical, it seems.
Trust your intuition, Rascal.
No, my intuition is to leave. I was just addressing Ashwood's concerns.
Yes.
Trying to
Okay.
anyway.
Still, we should, well, a move.
Sorry,
so-
sweetie. I'm still upset about the cat.
Don't worry, we're all stressed out of our minds. It's fine.
We've got plenty of spares at the tavern.
The way you phrase that
Mwaha.
makes me worry. Do we have to expect to come to the tavern and it is set aflame?
Not yet.
I was just say, figure you should have some little guys as I go, just get these.
Okay, so Bing hoists this thing over his shoulder like a fleshy sack of potatoes. From a distance, it could look almost like a sack until you get close to it, and then you notice there's a tongue and teeth lolling out of the bottom of it.
I'd say Bing has tried to basically use the tongue to tie the mouth closed.
Sure,
I'm sorry.
you try, but all you manage to succeed in doing is tie the tongue in a knot. It
It
doesn't
still works.
drag on the floor anymore, but it's still kind of...
Now the
hanging.
creature's tongue-tied. Well, we better make tracks.
Not gonna find me complaining. After, trying to help a kitten and having to fight a mimic, your suggestion of having someone else do the work for us has now become a definite thing we're doing.
Yes, it's good that if we get to keep our heads out of the nooses. So
That'd
to
make a
speak.
nice change of pace.
Yes, it would be very relaxing to have a bit of a breathing.
Should I set fire to these bushes, sweetie?
What? No! No! No.
Mads, we don't. The last thing we want is to get you fined for
Yeah, the
burning
last thing-
things that aren't yours.
Mhm. Last thing we need is getting an edict slapped on us for arson.
Yes.
Huh. Okay, then let's go home, hon. I want to get out of here.
Oh.
You and everyone else, my dear.
Okay.
Hey, Mads? What, didn't you say that you wanted to give me a ride? Would that make you feel better? If you could give me a ride?
Absolutely. Bear, horse, What would you like?
Ooh.
Horse would probably be less conspicuous.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to ride on Bear U. Yeah, let's go with a horse. Let's not panic the whole city. That's the last thing we need.
I could be a trained circus bear.
Stick with the horse. And now I just want to sing Rubber Bandits.
God damn it, you couldn't have phrased that any more suggestively.
That was the point!
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay, so Mads transforms herself into a horse.
Oh, you're so majestic!
Look at your horse. Your horse is amazing.
And I need a boost, because she's huge!
Don't you worry. If you want to, you can climb on my shoulders and get onto her.
Rascal's already climbing up.
All right.
I am-
Ow, ow, ow. That is actually the brim of my hat. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Back in.
Matt
Thank you,
tries
Ashford.
really hard on the ride home to be a fancy horse, but he doesn't really know how.
Oh, bless.
You try to do parade trots.
Yep.
It just looks like you're ill-coordinated. And unfortunately, jostles per Rascal around on your back.
Aww.
So, you make your way down the street. As
Why do I have-
predicted, your Bing's prize does seem to draw a few eyes. Until eventually you're approached by a guard.
Here we go.
Excuse me, sir.
Yep.
Care to explain what that is?
This, my friend, is a mimic that decided to take a few chunks out of me.
Look, if you're gonna bring Slayer's bounties into the town, you do know the rules. They do need to be covered as to not cause a stir.
Oh, I'm sorry, we weren't aware of that, and Rascal just pulls
Yeah,
out his
I'm-
oiled cloak and tosses it over the mimic. Problem solved.
You weren't aware of the rules? Were you
Nah, I wasn't either.
You're not sent out by the Hunters Guild to get this?
No, we were just making our way from the seaward. We went to visit a friend of ours, and well, we thought it decided to imitate a small kitten, and I tried to help it, and well, as you can see, it took a few chunks out of me.
Wait, you're saying you fought this in the city?
Somehow it must have snuck in. Yes.
Mm-hmm, sure did.
Whereabouts?
Somewhere in the seaward? Does anyone remember? What
Uh,
road
you
we
saw-
were
I
on?
didn't take down the address.
You fought it in the border between the Wade, near the markets and the North Ward.
It was.
You're able to basically tell him like 4 streets over and 2 alleys back. And you see the guard gets this kind of contemplative look on his face. He's like, huh. That would explain the missing pets.
Missing pets?
Oh, yeah, we've had a lot of reports down there. Things going missing. Birds, ferrets, small dogs, cats.
Oh, you think the mimic was eating the pets, perhaps?
It's not unheard of to get a city mimic. It usually means some wizard's been up to shenanigans. We'll have to pull the. Let me have a look at that real quick. And he goes over
Yeah,
and
let
just
him-
basically starts inspecting the mimic. He's like, no registration brands. So it's either illegal or a wild one. Oh, well, sure, just keep it covered. It's yours to do. I suppose thanks for dealing with it.
No problem.
You might want to get that seen too. And the guard just like pokes at Ben's a midsection where there's just this line of blood.
Don't worry, I'm a doctor. Don't worry, I'm kind of a doctor.
Does anyone else see his eyes doing that? He's all looking around, and Bing's eyes are just fluctuating different colours.
It is a little
It's
bit
a
of an
condition I
allergy.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Allergic reaction probably to the mimic bites.
What, you can be allergic to those?
To be
I
honest,
would
Well, like, he has a Feyboard. Magic
Yeah.
tends to act all funky around them. You never know what could cause a reaction.
Oh. Alright. Well, carry on. The guard just looks a little confused. He's like, I can't take his eyes off Bing's eyes, which are like just flashing different colours. Kind of like, have you ever looked into the eyes of the Hypnotoad? That's kind of what Bing's eyes are doing right now.
Behold, the world's most distracting object. Try to look away. You can't.
So,
it usually goes away after a few hours.
the guard waves you on.
Yep.
Just looks a little confused. So, you just make your way back home.
Well, presumably first things first, we're dropping by Penfolds and...
Yeah.
Okay. You
Just gonna throw this in the player chat.
you head towards the Betwixt Whisker. At this time of day, it's near the end of business hours. It's getting pretty far into the evening. You notice that Penfold's exterior displays have been wrangled inside, so it looks like he'll probably be closing soon. Across the street, you hear and smell the dinner crowd in your own establishment. You can smell the cooking of your kobold chefs, and you hear the boisterous conversation of your patrons.
Above game. I had no idea it was so late. I thought we were still in the middle of the day. Didn't know it was evening.
You were out for most of the day.
Jesus.
We've spent a few hours walking back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
So, you just head into the Betwixt.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Penfold, we have something that I'm sure will definitely interest you.
Oh, just a moment. Just a moment. No! You hear a crash from the back room.
Do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. I've gotten rid of him. Bloody... And Penfold comes out. His tiny spectacles are a little bit askew. His fur is ruffled. He's quickly smoothing down his robe. Bloody raccoon. Oh, hello! How can I help?
Well, we got this. And Bing just kind of lifts up the mimic onto the counter and removes the cloak.
Oh! Oh, my goodness. And he, like, adjusts his little spectacles and peers at it. He's like, where did you get this?
Long story short, it tried to eat us. It was a pipe with a can in it, and then the pipe with the can in it tried to eat Bing.
Yes.
Oh, well, I hope you're well, Mr. Bing. Also, could you please remove the horse? It doesn't quite fit in the door.
Mads, if you please.
Just a huffing horse now. He's like, okay.
Yeah, sweetie.
To bow down, horse bow, backwards. Out.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yep, that's exactly the vibe she's going for. She's just like, I'm walking backwards.
Oh, bless.
Terribly sorry about that.
Oh, all right.
It's sometimes when you white shape, you seem to forget sometimes that you have.
Yeah, so it would appear. Anyway, well, it seems you've got on yourself a juvenile mimic here. It's still pretty young. I would say it was probably only about 3 years old. He starts poking at the teeth and looking at the tongue. The tongue's adapted. Probably adapted to eating a small selection of wildlife. You didn't happen to see what it was disguised as, did you?
It was a cat.
It was disguising itself as a pipe with a cat trapped inside.
So as I said,
Oh, that makes sense. Lure little creatures in with the prospect of an easy meal, or you try and convince it to help a youngling. That's actually very clever for a mimic. Okay. Well, mimics themselves don't really have a lot of magic in them. They're a bit of a monstrosity, for lack of a better word, but I might be able to make use of the teeth. Maybe.
I have a vial of its blood if that's of any use to you.
Sadly, no. Not really much you could do. The skin would be kind of handy. If you're lucky, you can make yourself an interesting little magical item. Not much of it, though. If I do make a cloak of it, it will be pretty small. It will help you hide better in dim environments.
So it would be more suited to, say, a cap.
Well, a cap, no. Well, you could make a cap out of it, yeah, but it wouldn't be effective. Have you ever heard of cloaks of what was it called? Cloaks of Elvenkind, where you wrap them around yourself and you kind of blend into your background. That's the kind of thing you could make with this.
Oh, so that's what they're made out of.
Well, not really. A proper cloak of Elvenkind, that requires some rather expensive materials. This is a shortcut. Not as effective, but...
It's kind of appropriate. A mimic imitates things, and you're making the imitation cloak of Elvenkind, so, yeah. Checks out.
Yeah, I suppose. Let's see. I could take this off your hands if you're willing to sell it, that is. I'd be willing to give you 200 gold.
That works for me.
Sounds more than agreeable.
Yes.
Which is great, because our money's been dwindling.
Okay then, just let me move this into the back, and he goes to grab the mimic. He's like,
You need a hand, sir?
yes, please.
Let me just handle this, and
just follow me into the back.
Ashworth carries it into the back.
And it has
Holy
a poke
smokes,
spasm and
that
the tongue
raccoon
flying
must have
everywhere.
made a lot of mess.
You go in the back room. There's a few things scattered around. You can see that this is Penthill's little workshop. There are a number of enchantments around, but there's also like a small dinner at the side that has kind of been smeared across the table. Some of it is on the floor. There's a gravy stain on the windowsill. And as you carry it in, the mimic in, Ashford, Penfield points you to a desk. You see, just out of the corner of your eye and the window, you just see the little eyes and ears of a raccoon just kind of peering in the window. Penfield just like pointing at the raccoon, doing like little squinty eyes, like I'm watching you. Just sinks.
Just see a small middle claw pressed against the glass.
Yeah, pretty much. Just the face and head just slowly sinks down, and the wee middle finger comes up. It's like,
You seem to have a rivalry with this raccoon.
it's smarter than it seems. I'm pretty sure it got hit by an awakened spell or something. Anyway, I'll deal with it at some point. Anyway, here you go. And he was counting out the money, and he hands it over.
Thank you. Ashwood takes gold for Rudolph. Come here, little piggy. And here you go, my friend. Here you go.
And he munches happily, little tail wiggling.
I
Okay.
wouldn't bother to missing him anytime soon. We have other business to take care of.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you need, or are you going to go speak to the detective?
I'm going to add.
Well,
First of all, I'm going to add the 200 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
How long do you reckon it's gonna take with the detective? Because Rascal has things he needs to buy.
Well, it depends on how you want to play it.
Oh. Okay then, I'm asking the universe. So Ashford, how long do you reckon it's gonna take with the detective? Because I got some things I will need to pick up before the shops close.
I'm fairly certain. I mean, if necessary, we can contact him first thing in the morning tomorrow. We might have the first pieces of information by nightfall, hopefully.
God damn it.
I mean, I have no idea how long it will take. It is a first-time consultation, and I've never worked with one of these kinds.
I have a slight idea. Probably won't work, but Mr. Penfold,
Yes. What can I do for you?
this is going to be a really long shot, and I probably doubt you have any, but you don't happen to have any mummified drow hands at all, do you?
No. I wouldn't deal in those kind of grisly artifacts.
Okay, I thought it was a long shot, but thought I best ask.
Sorry.
I mean, if you have to pick something up, I can probably pop in at the Dagger's Eye, inform him about what we are looking for, and
Okay.
would have to
Mr.
drop a little.
Penfold,
Yes.
is there anywhere nearby that sells games? You know, like Dragon Chest, Free Dragon Ante, that sort of thing?
Let me just quickly look at my city guide. I'm new here. He scurries over and gets himself a little book and starts flicking through. Quiet.
No. That was oxygen, not you.
Fair enough. Well, if you're just looking for the pieces, there is a child's. Oh, let me think. It's like a toy store. It's a few streets up that way, and it points out the window. A little bit to the north. Are you trying to get my attention? Dude?
I mean, if you need a deck of cards, I still have mine from way back when. They're a little worn, but
I just reckon we work so hard and we've been run so ragged, we've never really had a night of just enjoying ourselves. I kind of just want to get us some games so we could just talk and play for a while.
well, as I said, I still have my deck of playing cards.
Sure, but we need variety tonight.
True. I hope there are a few new games out in the world, after all. Not only the classics.
Sorry, I was distracted by my darling husband needing something. Okay.
Well, is that new? I think it's called the Xbox X.
No. That is what you get at the farmer's market.
I was about to make the same joke. Alright. So, Penfold tells you there is a toy store a few streets up.
Okay.
I mean, if necessary, it's not like. I doubt that the thing that we need is going to run away from us.
Alright, so, what do you do?
This is an actual dilemma for me. Like, both are important!
To be honest, I'm hurting a little bit, and I wouldn't mind talking to the fellow tomorrow. If I'm being completely honest.
Okay, we'll get some games to relax for tonight, and we'll deal with that bit of business in the morning, and we'll take it from there. Okay?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Fantastic! Let's go get some fun going! Woo! Have a nice night, Mr. Penfold!
Goodbye. I'll probably see you in the tavern later. I seem to have lost my dinner. He glares over at the empty window.
Looking forward to seeing you. You'll get him in the end! In fact, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give him Bardic Inspiration because I want to.
This is Sephi's fault. Oh dear.
You're gonna catch that raccoon and you're gonna do it soon.
I can't even mind how we got into the conversation of the possibility of an awakened raccoon just causing bother for Penfold.
I mean, at least it's not the raccoons. It's not a family of 3.
Alright.
Hey, if you have a problem with that, you can join with us.
Salazar just whistled instantly as he feels like someone's just stepped over his grave.
Okay, so make your way back home.
First to
Matt,
First
go
just
a
go to the
horse.
toy store, like, but
Yeah!
yes.
We need games!
Yes, and Mads is still a horse.
Mads, if you want to, discuss the purchases with us, we would greatly appreciate you being human.
Uh-huh.
I would say for the sake of
It
brevity, what is it you want to pick up?
is your cause.
She turns back.
For the sake of brevity, what is it you're buying?
I wanna buy them all!
We gotta buy him all.
Yeah, seriously, like, of the... as I understand it, there are only 3 main games you can buy in D&D. So there's, like, Free Dragon Ante, there's Dragon Chess, and there's Dice, I believe, and playing cards. So that's 4, actually. Ashwood already has playing cards covered, so just those 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
No,
unless you want new cards for the tavern itself.
That, you know, sure. Yeah.
Alright. So, you get yourself a few tavern sets of the games. So, I would say maybe 2 or 3 of each. They can be used by your patrons.
Perfect.
Yes.
That would run you around 20 gold pieces.
No problem.
Are you taking them out of
Do you already
Alfred,
have
or-
Rudolph up, or...
Yeah, Rudolph.
no, I've actually shut him down, closed him down. I can.
Alright, then I'll take the 20 away.
All right. Thank you.
No worries. Done.
Okay. Okay. Someone has seen action figures, apparently.
Skeleton warriors!
All right. You don't like those unusual dolls?
Okay.
They make me nervous.
My little Beauregard.
My first beholder. Huh.
It says on the back, totally not affiliated with the Xanathar Guild. Wonder why they'd have to specify that.
Yes, it's very, very strong denial. Very suspicious denial, actually.
Mads does her usual of going up right away to Egrin and saying, "How you doing, Egrin?
Hi. You're gonna do good.
How's the family? Are they still okay? Do they need anything?"
Doing well. Brother make good money at farm.
Do you need anything? Anything different? Anything better?
Jake tilts her head and thinks and just scratches at her cheek with a big claw. And you can almost see the gears turning.
Yeah.
And she shakes her head with her ears flap around. She's like, nah. Ygritte, have good job, make good money. Ygritte, provide for family. And she looks very proud of that.
You do a fantastic job. And Mads tromps up the stairs with her dress plaited out and like she's kind of like skipping up the stairs.
And Ygrin opens the door for you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ygrin. Anyone, what kind of night has it been? Any trouble? All good?
Quiet.
What was
Only
that,
for
Jonas?
one dwarf.
Ah.
She points to an imprint a little bit behind Hunter.
Huh, is it always the dwarves?
Dwarves
Let's
easier
move.
to throw.
Dwarves also make for really rowdy drunks.
That too.
They're also very wide. I imagine it makes them easier to grip.
Yeah, they can also be very loud.
Yes.
What makes you say that?
Legends of my people foretell of a very loud dwarf.
Mads, when she gets in here, Mads takes her perfume bottle out of her pack and spritzes herself 3 times. Really quick. And then she like shakes herself off like, okay, Rascal's coming in. Rascal's coming in.
Alright,
Making
good
herself
job,
look
Ygrin.
like a husband.
Hope you're having a nice night. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Something smells good in here.
And Mads kneels down and just wraps her arms around Rascal and says, I'm so glad to be home.
Oh, Rascal wraps his arms around, like, his giant gal as best he can and smooches her cheek. Me too. And this
And
time
she
we don't
moves
have
to
to
get
leave so soon.
Oh. 1 second, I have forgotten something.
Does Mads see a
Eric?
certain person?
If you look, do you want to look around?
Well,
Yeah, she's what she's doing. She's surveying the group, the crowd.
Then
yes.
yeah, you
Ashwood would have
notice-
done the same.
You would notice the tabaxi at the bar.
Oh,
One second.
hey!
1 second, and she runs outside.
Uh,
Hunter.
Yes.
Lord Fairwind is waiting for you.
Oh, someone's sure gonna be glad to see you, Lord Fairwind.
Come on,
She's
come
been
on,
a bit
come on.
quiet lately.
Come on.
He hunches tail, just like, what? Twitch.
Yeah, come on.
Hello, Master Skyreach. How are you doing?
Oh, the adventurous life tasks us, but we're holding on strong. How's the business for you?
Still some teething pains. It's a lot more work than my little patch, I have to say.
Boy, that's
As you say,
relatable.
as Bing goes past you, winces at the word teething.
That's
Well,
well,
bear with me a moment.
all is going well. The harvests are going quite through. Funnily enough, my foreman says I'm to clip you over the back of the head.
Wait, me in particular? Why?
Well, one of your group, I think it might have been you. He looks at Ashword, and he's got like a little mischievous smirk. Apparently, you sent a band of men over demanding jobs.
well, we gave them a suggestion.
Well, they seem to be
And-
under the false impression that they had already been hired, but we found work for them. They seemed earnest enough. And
Yes,
as he's speaking, he notices Hunter just kind of pass behind you, and you notice his demeanor changes instantly. He goes from relaxed and chatty to stiff and nervous, and his tail is twitching.
And Mads is walking behind Hunter, being like, not touching her, but being like, come on, go.
And I would like to say that as like Hunter was slipping behind, Rascal just did a little strum on the lute to pretty her up a bit, you clean her up after the fight. This cat's gonna look her best, damn it!
Uh,
We support our friends here.
Yes.
Hunter, you tried to get in nice and quiet behind your two diminutive companions, but being several feet taller than them, you were noticed. And Lord Fairwind is now looking at you with the goofiest grin a tabaxi can manage.
Hi, Lord Fairwind.
Oh, hello, Lady Madeline.
Fancy meeting you here. Oh, Hunter, look, it's Lord Fairwind.
She says loudly in your ear.
Exactly right.
Bing is just going to quickly tidy himself up, sort of deal with bite wounds, and prestidigitate himself clean.
Okay, easily done.
I goes, yes, I see that.
business.
Well, looks like you kids have got some catching up to do. Don't let the cats, grab your tongue, as it were. Rascal's gonna playfully smack Lord Fairwind on the side, and I'm gonna cast heroism on him.
Yes, well,
No,
Okay, well, I miss.
oh look, there's a new kobold. Lord Fairwind is just fidgeting now.
Oh, yes, this is our new companion, Bing.
I believe I think we met one time you were in the Citadel.
Journus. I would like to specify that for at least 1 minute, Lord Fairwind is immune to fear.
True, he's not
Now, whether you
frightened, but he's
equate
still
fear
nervous.
and nervousness to the same thing, that's up to you, but
We'll
yeah, I'm
see.
trying to help the guy out here.
It's like, I'm sorry, I don't recall. I may have seen you in passing, but I don't think we've been formally introduced. But anyway, forgive my forwardness, but I was in town for a little business sooner than expected, and I heard about this new establishment that I must simply check out. The name sounded
Yes.
a little familiar, and some say that it has some very interesting sights. He looks up at Hunter with a little grin. How could I refuse those?
Pulls up
You,
a
sir,
scroll
are a man of
next-
great taste.
Yes, well.
Come on, let's give the kid some room. Let
Yes,
Lord Fairwind take it in the sights as much as he pleases.
Yes, I'm going to get our other newest friend. She seems to be still waiting outside.
Let me go.
You want to get her in?
No,
Mads, why are you jumping through the windows?
I didn't. She went down to the door here.
That's
Well,
not the
that's
door.
Oh, whoops. Then she goes down here.
That is why I asked you
No.
why you're jumping through the windows.
No.
She's just enthusiastic, Ashford.
I know.
Yes.
No,
Say,
it's
as-
not a party without you.
Oh, it's a party?
Yeah, it's for you.
Why?
Because because we all need a rest. And it'll be a chance for us to get to know you better.
But
Come on.
do
And she
you...
makes her try to push. She tries to push. I don't know if Nola does any. She's trying to push her against the shoulders. Like, come on.
Nola kind of like winces away and hurries up the stairs with little clacking noises.
It's so good that you could join us.
Hey everyone, the party can start now. Nola's here.
So, Journus, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
By this point, do we have like a little step ladder that Rascal could use to get up to the fireplace, the mantle on the fireplace, rather? Or am I still gonna have to ask someone for a boost?
If Mads had
There's
ever seen
not
you have
so
to ask for a
much-
boost. Sorry.
It's not so much a ground level fireplace. It's more of like a furnace fire pit where it is like this square basin with the fire and the chimney in the middle. So, what's the best way to describe this? You know the fireplaces you tend to see in ski lodges, where it's just like a big fire pit in the middle, and then almost like a crane claw coming down the chimney, coming over the top of it. That's
I
kind of what you
believe I
have
know what you
here.
mean. Okay.
So you could
It's just-
step up on the ledge and then reach the mantelpiece.
Oh, good. Okay. So, Rascal's gonna take out Isla's flare gun that she gave him ages ago, the one that had its shot used, and he's gonna put it up there with the lockbox containing Sammy's prayer book and amulet. Because I believe we established in hindsight that Isla did not leave her thieves' tools behind.
No, she did not.
So, yeah, that is gonna be our little reminder of Isla, her flare gun.
The Sephi Shrine grows.
Yeah, let's hope we don't have to add Bing's Flamberge to the mix, eh?
No, no more.
Cool.
Okay.
So, I have a pretty big question. Yeah, I imagine Nola is immediately, like, nervous. Obviously not comfortable in this situation.
Yes.
You know, Nola, if you're not comfortable down here, you're welcome to retire for the night. Or at least till things quieten down here. I know this is probably not to everyone's liking.
Nola thinks about it briefly, and in her mind flashes back to the entire night that she spent just hanging out under a mattress. And she kind of looks around and is like, I can stay here for now.
Look,
Alrighty, fair enough.
I'm not tired.
Rascal, maybe we want to retire at least to the common room, so we're not in the middle of the hustle and bustle and taking up a table that someone might want to use.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's just a couple things I'd like to do down here first.
Of course.
But if you want to retire to the common room now, I'll catch up with you later.
No.
Bing is going to run upstairs to his room and just take off his armor, since he doesn't really need any of his gear at the moment.
I'll just be over at the bar.
Now then, Journeys.
Well, that is.
Yes.
Now, a while ago you mentioned something regarding bards in the tavern, and that either ended up being dealt with in passing, or we completely forgot about it.
As in what? You were looking to hire bards, or?
No, I believe Gordain mentioned that there were some bards wanting to play here, and we didn't actually do anything about that.
Oh, yeah, you tended to leave these decisions in Gordain's hands. So he has arranged for a few people to play every now and again. At the moment, there appears to be a kobold, just basically playing on a boron drum, so just a little beat going across the room. But as it's the dinner crowd, you have mostly the rumble of conversation.
Fair enough. I just wanted to check if that was dealt with, because I like dealing with tavern business. It's fun.
If
my
you'd like, Gordain could provide you with a list of musicians you could hire.
You know what? Yes, I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Ooh,
Gordain
do we want?
shuffles over and gets his ledger, and he starts flicking through the pages, and you find out that there is a human man who can play the harp and lute
Ooh.
by the name of Princeton.
Gotcha.
There was a dwarf, female, by the name of Lilola. Gordain mutters that it's a stage name.
Okay.
And she is a singer, dancer, and is able to play the lyre.
Alrighty.
There was a small troop of half-elves
true.
There's 3 of them. They play the lute, the drum, and the flute. And they just go by the halflings.
I feel strong energy coming from the halflings.
Yes, actually, yeah, Ashwood's going to roll history. He's had a few run-ins with musicians after all.
A trio of traveling troubadours. I hope they're talented.
I like that. That was good alliteration. Okay, Rascal, not Rascal. Ashford, you're being very broad there. What specifically are you trying to remember?
Any prior experience with the band going by the name of the Halflings?
No.
It seems. For some reason, I thought I had remembered them, but it seems no.
That's fine,
Must
Ashford.
have heard of them someday.
I just feel like some heat coming off them, and they cover so many bases. So, I mean,
Yes.
come on. Their name is a pun. Everyone loves puns. They love to groan at them, if nothing else.
You're looking a true halfling in the eye.
Yeah? Is there an issue?
No, it's just a strange thing sometimes that half elves like to call themselves halflings when we're less than half their height.
I mean, do you think this could stir up shit? Like some halflings would take issue? Okay.
I'm fairly certain that they are. They might actually lean a little bit into the comedic side.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm counting on. I mean, I'm not here as often as I'd like, so I'd like to make sure we at least have some, like, consistent music going.
Were you getting annoyed at the half-elves for cultural appropriation of the term halfling?
No. Don't get me wrong.
Wondering.
Don't get me wrong. It's just that I was a little bit set back. It's just that. I mean, can't they think of a creative name for themselves? It's like if you have a band of non-insectoids call themselves the Beatles.
Nola, Ashford needs your shovel.
Yes, I am digging my own grave right now.
I still need that for self-defense.
A bunch of
It's a
spell,
joke, sweetie.
bunch of
Hey,
spell.
Gordain, are you familiar with the halflings at all? Have you heard them?
Only then they applied to play in the tavern. They played a little sample. They were passable.
Oh.
We'll give them a shot. And
Did they
if
all
they
play
turn up
sample
sour-
recording? Sorry.
They play together.
No, I mean, did you listen to the other people?
The dwarf sang a little. She has a very sweet voice. The human, Princeton, he played a little bit of his lute. He claims he can play the harp, but a full harp. He didn't exactly lug one of those around.
Well, it's not like we have a harp lying in the basement.
He claims he has one, but didn't want to bring it to audition. Gordain holds up his fingers and does air quotes. As well as you can do air quotes with free fingers.
How did he sound?
He does that little hand wiggly thing.
Except with his trunk, right?
Sure, why not? Kind of wiggles his trunk as his hands are like currently busy pulling wine from the keg or ale from a keg.
Well, if a bunch of cacophonics, he's got some gall.
I
There
got
have
that.
Also a few kobolds that have been wanting to play, but
Oh, wait, what?
sadly they lack a musical ear.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, that's a shame. But maybe I
Yeah.
can fix that though and give them lessons at some
Ooh.
point once we're done with this.
Maybe we will end up having
Perhaps you would be
Rascal's music school.
best suited with introducing them to real instruments first.
Ah. And
Oh, are they
also,
using rocks? We tend to use rocks.
A leather shoe on a trash can lid.
Oh, that's creative. But yeah, not a real instrument.
No.
Especially if they were wearing the shoe at the time.
Yeah, but for now, I'd very much like the halflings in, and we'll see how they do.
Very
If
well.
they're shit, tell me immediately, and we'll drop them like a rock.
I shall arrange a few nights.
Yeah, I mean, come on, this is a bard's bar. We got a reputation to uphold. We need music, and the finest kind.
Very well. Gorain just kind of smiles pleasantly and makes a note in his ledger.
Ah,
Oh, by the way, Gordane, we picked up a few games on the way over here.
oh yeah, we're gonna be using some of them ourselves tonight, but the rest are for the tavern.
Ah, interesting. We have had a few people asking if they were allowed to play. I assume this will be encouraged and allowed?
Oh, absolutely. Want people to have fun here.
Well,
Fun and relaxation.
An open mic night.
Ooh.
ooh.
We shall make these available for rent and borrowing. And he takes the sets off you and starts putting them under the counter.
and keep in mind, they break them, they buy them.
Ah, you're so mercenary,
It's
Ashford.
needed.
At some point, I'll have to tell you guys about this game I playing the Fade while involving balls on the table and sticks.
Gorain
You know?
reaches over to a chalkboard that lists some of the wine prices and just scribbles in games available on request.
I'm so happy. It's nice to be doing tavern stuff again.
Good idea about the performers, Rascal. Don't forget, I can sing too.
Gorain's ears flap.
Well,
The thing is, like, Rascal remembers the sultry voice Mads put on when she was first seducing him, so yeah, she really does have quite the voice when she puts her mind to it.
It's almost as if she's constantly changing it.
Yes. Right then, I believe we're done here for the night. If anyone has anything they want to do down here, now's the time. Other than that, I think it's time to retire to the common room.
Mads is muttering, singing to herself very quietly. She's just humming.
I'm fairly certain Hunter still wants to spend some time.
Oh yeah, Hunter could spend as
Ooh.
long as she likes down here. She's got her squeeze to schmooze on.
Are you saying this loudly behind the counter in front of the pair of them?
Yes.
And Hunter reaches over the counter, grabs Rascal's hat, and just pulls the rim down.
Meanwhile, Ronal is chugging his wine and he is very nice.
Still drunk.
Well,
Okay.
And as they head,
Rascal's gonna order like a tankard of like frothy ale and head upstairs to the common room. Come join us when you're ready. Take as long as you want.
oh, Gordine, did you get the we decided cocoa exists, right?
Yes.
Oh, she said, did you get the cocoa and the cow's milk like I asked?
Goodine slowly grins and nods.
Could I have one of those? Make it frothy.
You see Gourdin kind of lift his hand up to his mouth and he puts his fingers in his mouth and lets out a low whistle. After a moment, what? One of the hot chocolates. Okay.
Huh.
He'll bring
Thanks,
it
Gordine.
up in a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna head out now. And she heads out, and she calls back, Nola, come on! And then she starts singing to herself. You need a magic lantern, or you'll be eaten by a group.
Nice.
Excuse me, sorry. Apologies. Coming through.
Hey, watch it.
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Oh no.
No, look, just to take that door over there.
I'd say Bingo's followed them up as well. He's been
Yeah,
up and
well,
running it.
Yes, and then, Mads is going straight up to the common room. And
So,
as she
Gordine,
rolls
if
it... Sorry.
Say, Gordane, if you would be so kind as to send a nail up for me as well. That would be really awesome.
And
Gordine
as she comes...
pours you an ale and slides it over the counter to you.
Or I'm taking it with me. Thank you very much.
And as Mads...
to heat up the milk. Well, that's why the other one's taking so long.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's great that you provide that kind of service.
He just smiles serenely. He does the little dismissive gesture with his trunk.
And Ashwood makes his way up to the common room.
Okay.
Bing is
And,
gonna
sorry, go ahead.
Bing is gonna sit down. He's gonna play his lyre for a little bit.
Alright.
Mads
Meanwhile,
comes in... Sorry, go ahead.
downstairs. Now that your companions have wandered off, after Rascal's loud proclamation, Rudel very quickly finished his wine. He shifts a little bit in the chair, turns himself around so that he tries to lean on the counter and look at you full on, but his elbow kind of misses the counter and he catches himself and is like, smiling nervously. Like, well, I've just been trying to get back here for a little while, but it seems there's a lot of paperwork involved in taking over business.
Well, believe me, I understand. Place wasn't easy to set up.
No, but I've been getting little help. A few of the friends who've been with me from the start, they've really stepped up. I had a bit of responsibility that's been a big help. But I'm glad to be back in the town for a little while. I had been hoping to see you again. He shifts nervously in his seat. This little cheeky schoolboy smile.
I've been looking forward to seeing you as well. Our last encounter was,
Yes,
hard to
well,
forget.
you see the inside of his ears are very slowly turning red. You see the little smile kind of turns into a grin. Yes, rather memorable. Rather memorable indeed. I was wondering, perhaps when you're free we could have another afternoon or day to ourselves?
That sounds lovely.
As I say, I'll
I mean,
be staying in the city for a day or two.
sure, we could all take a day off from adventuring, as it were.
I'm sure your adventuring days keep you rather busy.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. We ran into a young mimic today.
A mimic? Seems very unusual in the city. An escaped familiar?
As far as we know, we're not entirely sure. We ran into the guard, they looked it over, and didn't have any known markings on it.
Oh, very peculiar. Well, I assume that you managed to dispatch it without much worry.
Oh, it put up a little bit of a fight, but, nothing we can't handle.
I suppose that might explain your companion's unusual appearance.
Yes, it tricked us into believing there was a cat, a little kitten, stuck in a pipe. And, well, something we're not proud of. We foolishly let our companion Bing go down inside of it.
Ah,
Yeah.
I fear I may have fallen for that kind of bait as well. He glances over and like one of the cavern kittens is like sitting on the counter, like reaches over and gives a little pet.
Yes, well, we shall not make that mistake again anytime soon.
Yes, well, I wouldn't let one bad experience taint your charitable nature.
No, it's just next time we'll be far more cautious about it.
Poke the pipe with a stick first, I suppose.
I bet I'll drop a rat inside.
If you can catch one. The ones that aren't the size of rats or cats themselves.
Yes.
So, I do have a question though for you.
Yes, go ahead.
You've grown up in the city most of your life. I assume you know some of the reputations of the groups around.
You can say that.
What do you know of a guild called the Xanathar?
And Hunter's ears just perk. And player has forgotten. What does she know?
You would know that it is the group that Vaizan belongs to, and that Rascal doesn't trust any members of it as far as he can throw them, and has been rather outspoken about his distaste of them.
Well, let's say I don't know a whole lot about them, but I would say that they're probably a group to both avoid but not anger either.
I was hoping you'd had some insight on it, so I suppose that does help. Still, as I have a much larger holding now, security is going to start to become an issue. My last employer my employer, sorry. The last employer of the land I now own had his security through a mercenary company. But whenever he went bankrupt, they cut and ran. So I needed a replacement. I advertised, and a few bands have set forward their application, one of which was the Zentarum, and that name has been drifting around, but I couldn't get any real detail. If you're saying to doubt them, then I suppose I shall pass them over and look at some of the other bands. Thank you, my dear. I know I could count on your knowledge. It gives you a little smile.
I do what I can.
Perhaps someday I should take you out to have a look at these lands. It would be interesting to show you around.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would very much enjoy that. It's always good to get out of the city for a while and go into the country.
Perhaps in a few days, if you don't have business in the city.
I think I can make arrangements.
Then, when I travel, I shall prepare a carriage for two, then. You see, there is a bit of relief behind his eyes, and his grin has just gotten really excitable. He's like, ah, she said yes. But, alas, I will have to do a lot of paperwork and registering with some of the guilds tomorrow morning. Perhaps we could meet up the afternoon or the evening. I hear there's another play coming into that theatre we were at the other night.
I would very much like that. After the weeks we've had, good relaxing afternoon might be just what I need to get my spirits up.
Then, if you wish it, I shall arrange it. And he goes to take a drink, and then realizes his glass is empty. He's like, oh, right.
Would you like another?
Gordain steps over and fills up the glass. And Nora's like, no, but you know what, sure.
Huh?
What's better than the company of a good woman and some delicious wine? He just starts drinking the wine again.
Regretting everything he just said. Like, oh, that came out terrible. I'm
Yeah.
such a loser.
Pretty much. That's what's running through his head. It's like, oh my god, why would you say that? So, is there anything you would like to discuss with Lord Ronan, or shall you just banter for the rest of the evening?
Just banter. Just talk, enjoy the evening. This and that,
Okay. So, you enjoy your company. At one point, Runel suggests you play cards with him, and you just play a few friendly games. You handily kick his ass. You learn very quickly that he can't lie to you reliably. His ears start freaking out whenever he's lying, so you can catch him when he's bluffing. So you managed to win, I would say, about 15 silver off him.
which I would give back.
Now he insists you keep it. You want it
He's
fair
being
and
a
square.
gentleman.
You want it fair and square, my dear. Alright, so you continue your night. You have some delightful conversations and make arrangements to meet the next day. As the evening begins to wind down, he kind of hovers. It's like, should I stay or should I go? And kind of looks to you for a cue.
He once again leans in and kisses him.
Okay. Unlike
Yeah,
last
that's not
time, he doesn't seem to freak out. Seems a lot more comfortable with it this time. Randomly, a drunken kobold at the other side of the room wolf whistles. One of his other companions kind of shoves him. He's like, "Shush, let them alone." Ronald kind of blushes and gets the little goofy grin again. Well, it's good to see that experience hasn't changed.
You're always welcome to stay the night.
If you are comfortable with that, of course.
You know my bed's big enough for two.
He's turning bright pink under his fur. but he's got the big smile. He stands and offers his hand out to you.
Gently takes it and hops down off her stool.
As you make your way upstairs. Meanwhile, while they were having their interesting evening, did anything happen in the common room?
Oh yeah, I imagine so.
Yep.
Yes.
We've been playing a ton of music, haven't we, Big?
Yep. Jam session.
Oh yeah, we got good rolls too. 23 and a 20 respectfully.
Alright.
Mads, would it be something Mads could try to sing to?
Sure.
Why not? And you can have a bardic inspiration to help with that.
She is putting her all into it, and given the number, she's using, you know, whether you know, I don't know whether y'all know it's her natural voice or what it all is and how it connects to what she sounds like normally, but she's singing down here.
Nice.
Very sultry.
You might as well add the bardic inspiration anyway.
How many bardic inspiration does that do?
D6.
Oh, okay, so
Here,
let's
I'll
see
do
what
it for
she's
you.
for.
So you got a modified 20. You're singing
Yes.
pretty damn good as Rascal is playing. So there you go. You compliment Berry Bunny well.
Mhm.
Yeah, sweetie, you could be a singer one day. I swear.
I'm just laughing at. This is why I missed Creature. Ashford says, "Trust me, these games are fairly easy to pick up. Nola picks up a packaged game." Wow, you're right.
Yeah.
I meant that figuratively, Miss Scaletta, but yes.
So, through the coming hours, do you
Just
just
gonna
have a
find
little jam session and go to bed?
Oh, no,
yeah. I was gonna say
Ooh.
when Lord Fair and Hunter go past, we immediately start playing Sex Bomb.
Oh, yeah, like, we hear them. We know what they're up to.
What
Do you have any
the-
reaction to that, Hunter?
Room against the floor.
Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say Hunter won't be joining us tonight.
Well, I mean,
Ah,
they're playing a completely different game.
ah, ah,
And I'm glad. Hunter deserves a chance to, like, let her hair down. Proverbial hair. Her hair's kind of attached to her.
Yes. Which is completely normal. As
You two
clearly
have
know.
fun. We'll see you at sunrise.
My hair's also
Mhm.
touched.
As he's walked across the room, you see Ronald looks like he's trying to disappear into his collar. As he like tries to hurry past them.
The two of you have fun. I'm sure there's a lot you have to discuss.
Ronald's gone. Ronald's through that door. He's gone.
Wondering where that room was? Okay.
So
Mads
just
looks over at Rascal and says, "That's right, Rascal. Play. Show him what your fingers can do."
I think you know exactly what these fingers could do, but I'll gladly show everyone else in a family-friendly fashion.
Nola, do you
Yeah?
like the music?
I guess, yeah.
Do you want to try some of my hot chocolate? It's really good. Have you ever had chocolate?
I don't like chocolate. I'm not thirsty.
don't pressure her.
Does anyone else want to try it?
Well,
And you may or may not notice Mads is talking very differently than she normally does.
The chocolate has changed her. She's not the same.
Chocolate. She. I'll let you know so you can decide how you want to deal with it. She's basically letting her guard down.
Bing's kind of lost in music because you.
no matter,
Well-
I think the hot chocolate is all yours. Unless
It's
you
so
share with
good.
Rascal.
I'll give it
They
a
may-
shot.
Yeah, Rascal, have some. Normally, the way I like it best, there's this way they make it on this beautiful little place. it's got like cold cream in it, and it's like thick and oh, that's the best. But this is pretty good too.
I don't think Rascal's ever had chocolate before. Have we actually had chocolate at any other point in this campaign, or is this the first time?
No,
Nope.
this is
Nope.
the first time.
First time. There was some foreshadowing before where Mads suggested to Gourdain that she wanted them to get some chocolate and cream and see if they could figure out how to make it thick and foamy.
I've never had chocolate before, let alone any hot chocolate, but let's see how this is. So Rascal puts his snoot in the mug and drinks it up.
Some say you should actually mix it with a little bit of chili. It gives it a nice taste.
What is this stuff?
My queen always likes to have a little bit of mint.
Mint, huh?
Hmm.
Oddly
I
bitter
can see
and
that.
Sweet. There are these tiny little white things floating in it.
And one of these lovely fluffy pigs! They're spongy!
They're sticky.
don't
One is
know.
stuck to your lips.
I think they're marshmallows.
Little
What
melons
marsh?
from the marsh?
What marsh do these come from? And then she moves over. Oh, you got a little fairy bunny. Come here. You got a little.
Oh,
sweet
they're
bunny."
like this is plant, and they you get the juice to this plant, and they get these egg whites, whisk it all together with a little bit of sugar, and that's generally what makes up marshmallow.
Okay.
Mads is trying
Doesn't
to
seem
kiss.
very mellow, actually. Given
Mads
how
is-
stiff Rascal's ears are right now.
Uh-huh. Mads is trying. Well, probably because Mads is trying to like see if she can kiss the marshmallow off of his muzzle.
Of course she can. You're his
Oh yeah,
wife!
Yep.
the queen absolutely loves hot chocolate and marshmallows.
But I love it too!
Ah.
It's so warm and fuzzy, it reminds me of the feeling heroism gives me. The spell! I feel good.
You give me that feeling every day, sweetie. In fact, I think we should all tell Rascal how much we appreciate him. He
You don't
works.
have to-
He works hard to. She raises a little hand to him and she says, "He works really hard to keep us all safe." And I
Aw.
know I speak for everyone that we're so thankful that he's a shield with us against the world.
I mean, the poor boy is like blushing like non-stop.
And Mads is
at this
looking at the
swearing.
others and saying, Mads is looking at the others going, "You better agree with me."
I mean, they don't have to say it. I mean,
Yes, man.
Nola shrugs and nods.
And being you've only been with us, you've been with us only a little longer than Nola, but I think you appreciate Rascal too, don't you?
Yeah, it's nice to see a fellow kobold doing standing up.
yeah, on that note, seriously, it's good to see you too, Bing. I mean, gosh, it's feeling like a real uphill struggle to do the whole Harper thing and being a good person, but you're basically everything I admire, so it's nice to know we can make it, you know? So I appreciate you too,
Well,
guys.
I admit I kind of had a bit of a leg up back home, so
Yeah, well, like, weren't you just saying, like, Tatiana, was it?
Titania, yeah.
Titania. She a big deal?
Well, she basically runs the Feywild. Well, the part of the Feywild I happen to live in, so she's kind of responsible for all the good Fey, all the good elves and all that sort of thing.
See, I'm glad you explained it, because I'm not really all that familiar with the Feywild. It's part of it in a few of my stories, but a crash course is always appreciated.
Oh yeah, she's the queen of the summer court. She acts as a patron for warlocks, paladins, clerics. There's a few different things.
Jeez, you
And-
do come from high places.
Well, basically my ancestor was friends with her adopted son, and I haven't told. Well, I think you've seen the opera, right?
Oh yeah, that was amazing! Happiest
Well,
day of my life, really. With a few
well,
short exceptions.
to be honest, some of it was a little bit embellished, but story with the Kobold Revolution and the Great Bing, no, the Great Gnat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was a little bit narcissistic of you there, Ben.
Yeah, the Great Gnat, the Vandercost. Yeah, that was all true.
Wow.
God.
In fact, I can claim kinship to the Great Vandercost Slayer myself. Well, all Feybold can, but
But you directly. Heroic blood is in your veins.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's about 2 generations back, but yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so use banter on into the evening. Still no step closer to finding out where you're gonna get a dry hand. Or a dry,
Yeah.
never mind the dry hand.
Sureness, I would like to ask something. Are you trying to wrap the session up?
No.
Okay.
Wrapping the night up.
Yeah.
Hunter
So
wants to ask a few more questions, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will elucidate on my plans. We've been busy adventuring and getting hounded by all these organizations. We have not had time to really talk with one another about how we feel and what we want to do and stuff like that. So we got a good half an hour left, and I think that would be good to have some character moments. Unless anyone is not up for that.
Fine with me.
Cool.
I'm absolutely good for it. How about you, Icy?
I mean, Icy's busy shagging. Let's be honest.
That's why I was checking with Icy.
But yeah, I don't want Icy
I
being
mean-
bored.
I'm good to go for another half hour.
Neat.
Cool.
So, as I imagine, we're all finally getting the cards out, dealing a few hands.
Most people don't. That's why it works.
What's going on in the background there?
I have no idea.
Okay. Whatever.
Besides, Captain Vizan was going to show up.
Oh yeah, he's gonna show his face
gonna say
eventually.
Vizan comes through the door to
Yeah.
the cheers of the crowd.
Should let Godet know about that guy at some point, or else he's gonna get a nasty shock.
You make the assumption that he hasn't already come in and introduced himself to the staff.
Oh,
That's
I
actually
figure
a
he
fair
has.
point.
Allow me to introduce myself. Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, we got the cards out, and Rascal's gonna turn to Ashward and just so military man Ashward, you've mentioned it in passing a few times, but never really elaborated. I'm curious.
Yeah, what about you?
It's a thing of the past. We should look toward the future.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not gonna push it if you don't want to talk about it. It's just I want to get to know you guys a bit better.
Yeah.
We've been hounded so often. It's
But
nice
yes, I've been in. I've served in the military. Yes.
Do you, well, you don't want to talk about it, so I ain't gonna press it, but okay. Change the subject. So we have a tavern, and once we're done with this shenanigan regarding the vault, we have the future ahead of us. Got anything you want to do with the money we get, or the tavern itself?
Not really. I mean, one of my goals was to help my family back into the business, as you know, but with the amount of money and the fact that we have a tavern here, that is already possible. It's actually already happening.
I reckon we can still send money their way if that'll, achieve that dream of yours in some way.
Possibly. I mean, there are a few things that I would like to do, but mostly for the good of the city, I would say.
Okay, so
Do
you're
the
gonna
good- do the
stick
good
around and
that,
fight the good fight.
Yes, do the good that some of my friends were unable to.
Yeah, I'm thinking of still carrying on with the Harpers once we're done with this, but I'll be honest, part of me is thinking that if a big adventure were to rear its head once again, kinda might want to back out on it.
Yes,
I've been fighting my whole life. I'm kind of worn out. I've never really had a moment to not be fighting.
Yeah, well, running a retirement's pretty good. Running a retirement is pretty good retirement.
Oh, I don't mean to retire entirely. I still want to help the Harpers out wholeheartedly. But you know, if someone comes in here ranting and raving about how we're the prophesized heroes to save the world, yeah, I might want to call a rain check on that. But I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe I'll feel differently once we've had a moment to breathe and run the tavern a bit, and you know, raise the kids with my wife.
Yes, don't want to have to run into a fortress filled with gnolls and a cave troll. You're lucky if you're the one who makes it out alive.
Exactly that. I'd much prefer to have a chance to live instead of just surviving by the skin of my teeth. I'm tired of just surviving.
Mads sheds tears. She starts crying.
Oh, sweetie.
It's nothing. I'm okay.
No. Tell me about it. That's why we're doing this.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be quiet for a bit and listen. What you said just now moved me.
I mean, you sure?
Yeah, I'm tired of just surviving too.
Oh yeah, you and me both. But yeah, take a moment.
Of running.
What, Ashford?
Nothing.
No,
Something.
come on, let's open up.
Yeah, this is the time. You too, Nola. You too, Ben.
No, I don't want to force anyone, I really don't, but let's just get to know one another a little more.
Rascal, I've noticed that you looked at the deck of my cards and looked at Fram. Yes, he was one of my brothers in arms.
No longer with us?
Most of my unit weren't. I am the only survivor.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ashford. I know it's like to lose people that you are close to.
To be honest, it's why I put on this accent. I'm fairly certain everyone has noticed that it is.
Oh yeah, we've definitely
not
noticed.
the accent that people would usually run around with. Well, it's I'm trying to honor a friend of mine, one of my brothers in arms, Solor. He was a half-orc, and the greatest chef I ever knew. He was the greatest cook I ever had encountered. He knew how to turn rations into beautiful dishes.
That's amazing. It's just a shame we've lost someone with such a gift.
Yeah. You can talk however you want, Ashford. You have freedom.
Still, I like to honor. To be honest, I like to honor all my friends. And you can hear that he's dropped the accent completely.
I relate to that. Rascal just pats the loot and looks to Savvy Strathia. I like to do right by those I've lost too.
Well, the story about the North Fortress, that happened to us.
Gnolls are vicious and ever hungry.
Yeah, unfortunately, back in Holborn, where I was serving, after I had to kind of skip town, I ended up in Holborn in the Foreign Legion. You know, where people go who have no home. Or who say they have no home, at least. We were the weirdest band of people. with a Warforged with a beer tap installed.
Well, that just sounds convenient.
That doesn't sound weird.
Greeble was a laugh.
I mean, I imagine it would be weird depending on where the tap was placed.
It was placed somewhere appropriate, I assure you.
I'll take your word for it.
Don't feel bad about that, Ashford. I've been to places where there are big boxes that talk, and you get drinks from them.
That
So
is
that's completely
unusual.
the same thing.
That's unusual.
You just said it yourself.
Yes. I mean, we were a strange band, and
You've gone from one strange band to another.
well,
The
it's
strangest.
it's at least something.
Hmm.
We
I'm
had
okay with being something.
From was actually a wizard, Kobold, just like you.
Really?
Yes. However, his skin was emerald green.
Have I actually seen any green kobolds around the city during this? I'm just curious.
You've seen one or two in the tenements of the Kobold Collective. There was the odd one who would come to the tavern every now and again, but you haven't seen that many.
Okay. I've seen a few green kobolds around here, but not one of emerald hue.
Yes.
The vast majority of the kobolds that you've seen are either red, black, or blue.
Yep.
Very, very rarely would you see a metallic-skinned kobold, but that's the ones that you mostly see.
Well, at least he made it look like he was emerald. You know, wizards.
Yeah. Probably wanted to make himself grand. Kind of a kobold thing. We know we're destined for greatness.
Yes. We're the ranger among us. Duvar. An elf. Didn't really talk about his past. Always got that dark look when anyone mentioned anything in the past. Looks like he was on the run for more than he bargained for. and of course there was our commander. Good old Com. She never gave us a real name. But then again, half-goblins are a little bit rare to see around. You see, I'm used to the unusual in a way.
Well, that would explain why you're so blasé in our battles.
Yeah, you impress me. Sometimes you sound cold. Somebody'll like their head will go flying off, and you'll say, "Oh, great."
Yeah,
It's wild.
From what I've heard, Hobon's kind of a weird place. That whole region is.
That it truly is. That it truly is. I mean, we work kind of for the big wigs there, but not really directly. Ran once into one of the king's children. What was his name again? Adrian? Someone some big person there. That child, what's their name? Adrian or something. I don't know. It's been years. Well, 2 years.
I've never even heard of Holborn. My my map of the world in the Rascal gives big air quotes. It's basically Kalimshan, Faerun, and Chult. That's all I've known.
I've
Well,
only known the woods to the north into Waterdeep, so you're up on me, sweetie.
Well, not implying that I've been to those places. I spent most of my life in the Shackles ward of Calimport. I've only
Mads
heard
looks
of the other
regretful.
places. Mm.
I've been to a lot of places. I just don't know the names of any of them.
Just for argument's sake, I'd say Holborn's north of Faerun. Well, Scorpion Coast is north of Faerun.
Okay. Good to know. So, it's nice of you to tell us a bit about your past, Ashford. It seems like it was pretty bittersweet for you, but we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you lit up when you were talking about your friends. I'm sorry you lost them, but I'm glad to be your friend now.
Yeah, now we're your weird bunch of ragtag muffins.
And we're not going anywhere.
I hope so, too. But that's why I was so protective earlier today, Mads. I'm sorry if I came across as angry or scary.
No.
Didn't mean to frighten you.
Mads looks right at Ashford and says, "No, I never get scared about things like that." And it's playful, but she's and because of it, she fails.
It's too cute to be scary.
Yeah, that's on two. She's got a milk mustache, chocolate milk mustache, so it destroys the effect completely.
We all may butt heads every now and then, but we appreciate you looking out for us, Ashword.
Thank
So
you.
Noah, what's your story? I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but I'm really curious about you. You didn't seem to like my idea that you're secretly a princess looking for to pair up with someone from the commoners.
I don't have a crown, so I cannot be a princess. That's how that works.
Noah, seriously, you don't have to be scared of us. You're one of us now.
I am?
Yeah, you're one of us.
Why?
I mean, Rascal saved me.
Oh, that's good.
I was a monster.
Monster. That is interesting.
She nods.
I don't know what it's like to be a monster.
I do. It's not fun. I hurt a lot of people, and I'm gonna spend a lifetime trying to fix it.
Just for reference, time.
Just for reference, what?
How long is a lifetime? I mean, not that I wouldn't know. I just comparing notes.
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can live up to 120 years. Not that it's really happened.
Well, few fabled to mesh reach 100 years.
I don't know what I am really, so I don't at this point. So I don't know how long I'm gonna live. Besides that, when I die, I come back out of a pool anyway. So who knows how that?
I think humans live about 90 years tops.
Am I a human?
Well,
I mean, you look the part,
like
sweetie.
one.
Yeah, I guess.
Human, just like me.
And Ashwood gives Nola a very good look over, especially with those ears. Are you certain that you're human?
What else would I be?
I'm just saying, those ears are a little bit unusual for them.
Oh, this runs in the family.
Well, then you might not be simply human.
Yeah, maybe you're more. Maybe you're special like me.
No, I'm normal. I'm totally normal. Nothing remarkable about me. I'm just
Maybe you're a half elf? Half-elves
Yeah.
are pretty normal. They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
I was just saying, don't overstate how the importance of normalcy. I'm not normal at all, and I love it.
Oh, that is interesting. So say just for curiosity's sake, if we're in public and I stand next to you, do I look more normal?
I don't know. Let's see. And then Mads jumps up from her table and like goes over to like stand next to Nola and says, "Which one of us looks more normal?"
I mean, you both look as normal as each other.
I think that's a perfect answer, sweetie.
It basically is.
And then she looks over at Nola and says, "Can I give you a hug?" Huh?
Okay,
Huh?
okay.
Come here, Nola. And Nola moves to wrap her arm. Mads moves to wrap her arms around Nola and gives a sincere hug.
That's nice. That hasn't happened to me before.
You've never been hugged? And then she lets go.
Those, of course. Maybe not.
So sad.
I haven't had a chance to miss it much yet.
Oh, well. She goes back to sit and she says, "Where do you come from? Where's the place where nobody hugs?"
It's kind of around here, just a little bit further, but not too far.
I'd also like to add that no one hugs in Calimport.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, it's a horrible place of horrible people.
Well, at least
Mads
no one
moves
you
to try to
know hugs there.
Mads tries to hug Rascal. She looks really sad all of a sudden.
Aw. Rascal will accept the hug, gives a big old squeeze. Also, Ashford, don't know if you noticed, but Rudolph's been trying to get your attention for the past couple of minutes.
Yes, I know that. What is it, Rudolph?
Rudolph trots over to the middle of the floor here and just looks directly up.
Oh,
Is our ceiling a mimic now as well?
It's good roll
Ashwood
perception.
looks up as well.
Mads is gonna follow suit.
Yep, fingers as well.
Rascal, you think Rudolph's just being adorable. Mads and Ashford, you hear something. A very quiet shuffling and bumping.
Mads points up and says, "Is that where Lord Fairwind and Hunter are?"
You know enough to know that their room is not above you.
Come on, everyone.
I have the feeling we have a house guest.
We have
I
some company.
suspect
Maybe it's the ghost. Maybe it's the ghost.
I
Hold on.
suspect more of the living. Why are you going downstairs?
Oh, I was trying to go. She was trying to go in the direction where she heard it to get up there.
So,
God, I was enjoying our conversations.
I was too.
I have the feeling that I have a feeling that it is someone we know.
Oh, gods.
are you all going upstairs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, hold still and I shall grab yous.
I so wish Mads was holding one of those like multi-pronged candelabras with her dress flowing, and she's ascending the stairs in a gothic to the basement.
Come on, Specky, you need to go up too. Okay, he's reached the landing on the next floor. If you want, you can roll another perception to see if you can find the source of the noise.
Mads is looking around, so yes, she's.
I know exactly where it is coming from.
Oh, Mads is distracted by Kobold booty.
Rascal, you think Rudolph's just playing a prank on you. Mads, whatever it was you heard before, you think it's... You're convinced it's, something else. Ashward, you hear it clearly now. You heard a soft rustle and a thump. And what you could have sworn was a voice. That's coming from upstairs.
We have a guest upstairs.
Mads moves to go up the stairs. She's going first.
Of course.
Careful, everyone.
Okay.
And yes, we're moving towards the source of the noise, which is upstairs, as you said.
Alright. Hold still. Ashford, how did you end up flinging yourself out of the building on my screen?
I'm still in the building.
That's why I said on my screen. God damn it. Alright, well, hold
Yes.
still.
I still stand. Okay.
So you make your way upstairs. And as you come up the stairs, I'd like you to make me a stealth check.
All of us?
Go,
Sure.
Stealthy
Yep.
Boy. Oh, Rascal, why?
Oh, look at that, Mads. Look at Mads.
Okay.
Nice one, Bing.
You're making your way upstairs, taking measured steps to try and go as quietly as you can. But Rascal and Nola both hit the same stair, which lets out a loud creak. And the first moment that that noise happens, the shuffling stops. All is silent.
Which way, Ashford?
Well, I have no idea.
And Mads is gonna try to head in here and explore.
Okay.
I don't know which way she can go, so can't really see
You're
on
on the
my...
top floor. You know that
I love the way you say explore. This is our home.
yeah,
Yeah,
down
She's
here
no, she's
you
an
know is a storage room. Up above is
Yeah.
the room you share with Rascal.
oh, that's our room. Okay, yeah. She says, wait a minute. And then she goes checking her room.
Okay, just let me get the dynamic lighting. Da-da-da. Boop. You peer into your room and you find it tossed.
What the fuck?
All your possessions have been scattered across the room, and this window has been forced open.
Oh, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what happened here.
Rat snacks! And Mads turns into a bird, her eagle self, and makes for the skies in spiraling circles. I will post it. Just give me a moment. She doesn't even wait.
Alright,
And she's gone.
you're out the window, and you're, I assume, looking. So there's
Yes.
the 5e Hawk stats. For your perception, because you are a bird of prey, you get advantage when using your sight to look for things. So roll me 2d20s, take the highest one and add 2.
Whoops.
Okay, 21.
Whoops, I missed it. Sorry.
That's fine. We'll take the first
21.
19. So 21. It is dark. It is late. You have been playing games and drinking and chatting for several hours. Your tavern has wound down. It's gotten near midnight. And as you scan the rooftops, you see a shape slide off your neighbor's roof and drop down into the alley and start running.
She makes to follow as fast as she can, spiraling and screeching. I sure hope the other people know where she is. She's being loud. She is giving chase.
And
Bird of prey on the horizon.
that's where we'll end the session for tonight.
Oh, we just don't get a moment's rest anymore!
Well, we got Ashwood's backstory. That's one.
Yeah, I didn't get to cover everything I wanted to, but hey, yes, we got something, so woo!
That was fun. You've no idea how long I've been wanting to stick the city mimic on you guys.
God.
That was mean.
It was, and I loved it.
That was
So,
deeply
it's safe to say
venomous.
that someone was rifling through our shit because thinks Matt still has the stone.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Someone who knows where she lived. What room is hers, though?
Yes,
Well, then it's
someone-
probably Vizan, or someone...
someone
Tara.
associated with them.
We'll
Maybe.
see.
Anyway,
Someone who knows where. Well, I did. They just probably look for the room with the green dresses in it.
Mm.
Or where, like passionate screaming erupts from every night.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be Emerald, would it?
play of the game. I would say Hunter figuring out to scare the little swarms with the fire.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
That was very good.
Yep.
Very good.
And
And
fail
the-
of the game.
I know the fail of the game. Don't worry, everybody. I'll just get this cat and be back in a jiffy.
To be fair, if Bing hadn't done it, you would have had Ashwood stuck inside.
And if Ashford wasn't stuck inside, Rascal would have gone inside. It was a little kitty.
Or you could have let Mads do what she was planning on doing before you guys took action, which is bending down, casting Speak with Animals and Animal Friendship to try to get it out. But no!
And that's where it would have came into your phone, because then you would have realized it wasn't an animal.
Exactly. And she would have backed up and
Maybe.
said, "This is not an animal," and she would have attacked the pipe.
Well, this is D&D. People act.
Yep.
Yep.
You don't always get to do what you want to do. It sucks, but
not-
that's how it is.
Oh no, I'm not upset. It was wonderful. I'm glad that it went down the way it was. And I also will just say, let's not let the druid do anything with the animals. I loved how you guys were, like, Mads was standing there, and you were all like, well, I don't know. I can't talk to animals. Can you? I can do something.
To
And
be
Mads
fair-
is like,
To be fair, Bing technically speaking is a druid as well.
I know, but Mads was just standing there chewing her gum, being all like, well,
You
I'm
can
not bad.
say
I thought it was
something,
funny.
Look, Matt,
Oh,
I
no.
just want you to be safe.
No, she was just like, I'm just going to let the men do what they want and see what happens.
Well,
She did encounter a mimic.
I am legitimately glad we got some of Ashford's backstory, because you've been dropping it for ages, and I've been trying to talk about it.
Yeah, me too.
Glad finally got
why
that done.
do you think I actually wrote the name onto the box of cards?
Thank you!
It's like
Yeah.
dropping you a hook, and you decided to go for it.
Yes!
Alright, so, questions, theories, comments?
Who is rifling through my stuff?
Hmm.
That's what I want to know.
And why
I
is it the Zentarum?
Question?
I don't think it's a Zentarum.
Yeah, I have a question, or rather, yeah, it's a question. What the fuck is Firesad's response to Rascal's message? Because I know he's got one. Dennis has told me. I just don't know what it is, and it's driving me crazy. Especially with the foreboding gifs that he
Me
sends
too.
out.
Me
I
too.
forgot
That's
to
been
link
like,
that. We'll
oh,
get to it next week.
oh.
The DM is tired and has a brain made of mush.
I relate to that.
So then, I think we'll leave that there for this week. That was fun. I'm glad I gave you a little bit of combat. These are never gonna trust anything nice I give you ever again.
No, we're not!
The responsibility of the
especially-
DM is to make them not trust anything.
2 weeks in a row, it's like, hey, we're a bunch of little kids. No, we're monsters. Hey, cat. No, we're monsters.
Hey,
There's a
I'm
bunch
just
of-
a
there's gonna be
regular
this-
salesman at the market.
This little kid.
No,
with some
you're a
crutches
monster.
Is gonna come
No,
up
I
to
was
Rascal.
just a salesman.
This little kid in crutches is gonna come up to Rascal. Please, sir, can I have some? No, but
Thunderwave!
Thunderwave! Thunderwave!
Thunderwave! Thunderwave!
to be fair, you did actually sidestep a misdirection I had. It was the 3 men surrounding the little girl. You actually gave them a chance, and then you found out that it's actually her adoptive big brothers teaching her how to read.
Her
Nice.
caretakers, yes.
I was expecting you to be like, small child in trouble, we must help. It's like, oh.
I'm just picturing like a big lake, and there's a guy floating in the middle of it, and he's like, "Help! I'm drowning!" And then we're calling from the shore. You could be a mimic. Oh, what?
Hello,
I mean,
drowning!
you could.
I'm Ashwood!
I'm drowning. Help me! I'm drowning. It's like, I don't know.
Help! I'm drowning. Prove it.
I cast detect magic. I'm not magical, just drowning.
Must I do to
Yes,
convince you
that's
people?
what a mimic would say.
To quote Q when he became human, what must I do to convince you people? Die.
But yeah, whenever we started Waterdeep, that was actually one of the first encounter ideas I had, was the pipe mimic and the swarm of baby mimics. So,
Well, I'm glad you finally got a chance to use encounters that you've been wanting to use all along.
yeah.
I just hope you're prepared to deal with the consequences of driving us even more crazy.
In the
Darling,
dark
I delight in it.
in the dark RP category, if there'd been a chance, Mads was going to grab one of the baby mimics, put it in a jar, and feed it to the cats.
That sounds like an extraordinarily bad idea.
You know, the mimic can bite back.
The
Yeah.
baby mimic.
I think you got that backwards, because I think you mean that the mimic will eat the cats.
No, I figured Curtis, you're a GM. Could 7 or 8 tavern cats take down one of those baby mimics? Just one?
The baby mimics are tiny. They were about the
Yeah.
size of a gold coin.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
figured.
The ones
But-
you seen were buttons, twigs, leaves.
Yeah.
They were tiny.
I figured. Yeah, that would be enough for one of the 7
Yeah.
tavern cats could bat that thing around easy.
I
Yeah,
don't know
pretty
if it wouldn't necessarily survive the cat's digestive system, and then you have very aggressive.
Stomach mimic.
Really, if we did get like those tiny baby mimics contained, we would hand those over to the city like straight away. We don't
Yeah.
want to be dicking with that. It was bad
Yeah.
enough when we were entertaining the idea of a gazer.
I
I
was
just-
so sad you didn't adopt a gazer.
I know.
Yes, the gazer that was
I would've.
spying at us.
I would.
God damn it, everyone! Stop adopting the things that are spying on us!
Yes.
Oh, so we'll leave that there for the night. So,
Yeah.
gonna go down the list. It's going to be the DM looking at the wrong player chat. There we are. It's going to be suspicious little koboldy boy, Rascal.
Good night, everyone, and let's just hope that Xanathar doesn't cotton on with the party's tendency to want to adopt things that spy on them, or else it's just going to send out another, cute pink gazer with, a bow and a sign on it saying, "Love me, please!" Because the party would fall for that.
My name is Philip.
It has learned how to mimic children.
To be
Wax
fair,
it
Hunter
with a
did have a
sword.
plan.
What was Hunter's plan? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm curious.
She was going to take it. She was going to see if there was a way to see if it was attached to anything, magically, who's using this gazer, and if it wasn't being used, then turn it into security for our place. Find some spells to see, if we can hook it up to a crystal ball or whatever, so that we could use it.
That would have been an interesting attempt. Anyway,
You've had to roll a lot of 20s for that.
continuing on. The now formerly adopted strange person by a group of weirdos, Nola.
Man, those mimics really make my skin crawl.
Right off
Which
my...
is totally normal.
A good night from My Little Pony in a magic shop. Mads.
Make sure to wear a mask and stay 6 feet away from people so you don't get or give anything nasty. Bye night.
I would like to add, D, that Rascal did appreciate being high on a mighty steed.
Oh, Rascal, get
what?
off your high horse.
Never. I'm married to this horse!
Sir, we have laws against bestiality. Moving on. A good night from Backstory Finally Revealed, Dear Cork.
Good night, and what Matt said. Wash your hands, wear a mask.
Yeah.
Keep your distance, and be safe out there.
Wash your hooves.
Yes.
A good night
Both
from
sets.
the femme fatale who's getting what she wants. I see.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I can hear the smirk. I can hear the
Yes,
smirk.
yes, yes.
Don't lie.
The nip don't lie.
Lastly, a good night from the not quite so bite-sized Kobold, Zephy.
Night.
And we'll see y'all on Tuesday for more Into the Maelstrom. Until then, good night, everybody.
Good night.
8.